And welcome back to Veterans Stadium. Chris Wheeler with Jay Johnstone. Gary Maddox will be along in a while. And here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup tonight for the San Francisco Giants, managed by Dusty Baker. Darren Lewis leads off in center field. Steve Scarsoni, the former Philly, plays third base. Will Clark at first. Barry Bonds in left field. Willie McGee, a red-hot hitter, in right field. Royce Clayton, the shortstop. Kurt Manwaring catches. Paul Ferry's just up from the minor leagues at second base. And on the mound, a tough right-hander, Bill Swift.
Then for the Phillies defense, Holland, Stocker, Morandini, and Kruk on the infield. Body by Jake gets a shot back in left field. Pete Incaviglia, Lenny Dykstra in center, and Wes Chamberlain in right. Behind the plate, the Iron Man, all 20 innings last night, Darren Daulton, and on the mound, Danny Jackson.
And Danny Jackson is 6 foot, 205 pounds, 31 years of age, former #1 pick at Kansas City back in January of 1982. There are the numbers on Jackson. Lifetime against San Francisco, 4-4 in 13 games with a 4.21 earned run average. Darren Lewis will lead it off, followed by Scarsoni and Clark. Lewis with a career high 29 stolen bases. He's having a fine year out of the leadoff spot.
Not only is he having a fine year at the plate, what about his job in the outfield? Wow. Really? He plays some kind of center.
Oh my, you believe that? Right out of the chute. Daulton wanted to play really bad tonight. Played 20 innings. The first pitch of the game, takes it right off his shoulder.
Yep, look at that. Now some catchers will have a pad up in that area, a pad that's kind of very flexible that allows them to throw, but Daulton has elected not to use that pad. He feels that it impedes his quickness to throw to second base, whereas some catchers really don't care and they wear it for protection. But that's just the Iron Man that Daulton is.
Danny Jackson's 0-1 to Lewis, is beaten up the middle, and it'll go through for a base hit. So Lewis a base stealer on, and he knows that he just nailed Darren Daulton in the shoulder, and Daulton is down there flexing that right arm, moving it around because Lewis will probably run early. And that'll bring up Scarsoni, the former Philly, traded to the Baltimore organization for Juan Bell, and then Baltimore traded him over to San Francisco. As we look at Daulton, and he was windmilling that right arm of his prior to getting back behind home plate. Scarsoni, you see the numbers on him. Steve was at Phoenix this year where he batted .257 with 3 homers and 19 runs batted in. And he swings and misses. The Giants have some injury problems. Matt Williams is on the disabled list with an abdominal strain. He will not be able to come back until after the All-Star break. Robbie Thompson is day-to-day with a quad pull.
The Giants feel that if they can continue to win and not lose any games in the standings, they will keep Rob Thompson out those extra days. So that's the basic philosophy that Dusty Baker told me today.
Probably like to get him healthy over the All-Star break.
Well, he said there's an outside chance that he may come back and play a little bit Saturday, but he would really like to wait till after the All-Star break. But it all depends on how they play here in Philadelphia.
Giants come into play tonight with an 8-game lead over Atlanta. Phillies and the Giants with identical records of 56 and 29. There he goes. A swing and a miss. Daulton doesn't even try to throw it. He had a great jump, did Darren Jackson, so that's stolen base number 30 for him.
And as Chris said, check the jump. Terrific jump, crossover step. And with that jump, Daulton just holds on to the best thing he could do.
Vince Coleman leads the league in steals with 36, and Lewis now second with 30. Chuck Carr was up there, but he has been on the disabled list for a while. Carr has 28. The 0-2 pitch on the way to Scarsoni. Inside.
Kind of a familiar name for us, isn't it? Steve Scarsoni.
Steve Scarsoni was in the Phillies minor league system for a number of years. Played at Scranton Wilkes-Barre last year. Was having a fine year. Phillies dealt him off for Bell. He is up and playing because of all the injuries that the Giants have in their infield. That's a strikeout. The ball got away from Daulton, and Lewis goes to third, and Scarsoni goes to first on what was probably going to be a pass ball.
I think a little bit of a mix-up there.
I don't know.
Daulton setting up outside. It looks like a slider on the inside, and it just goes right off the webbing of Dalton's glove can see that. Dalton thought he had it, went right off the webbing all the way back to the backstop. And Scarsoni on to first, and Lewis moves over to third.
And it is a strikeout and a pass ball on Dalton. So immediate trouble for the Phillies here in the first inning, as the Giants have runners at the corners with nobody out. Lewis at third and Scarsoni at first for Will Clark, who's been hot lately, batting at a .352 clip, raising his average to .271. Doesn't sound like much for him, but he was at .218 on May 26th.
And when you play every day like he does, that's a long grind to get back up to those numbers.
Clark just 1 for 10 lifetime off Danny Jackson. Inside, Will Clark dances out of the way. Happy birthday tonight to Ray Krice. Number 73 for Ray, a stalwart in the Phillies ticket office for many, many years. And our good friend in South Philadelphia watching the ball game tonight with his lovely wife, Evie. Al Bianchini is 82 years young tonight. Happy birthday, Big Al. Scarsoni off of first and Lewis off third. 1 ball and 1 strike to Will Clark. 2-1. Phillies need innings out of Danny Jackson tonight. Obviously, the whole staff was used in that marathon last night and this morning. Very, very tough night to pitch. Bill Swift, the pitcher for the Giants, doesn't throw a whole lot of pitches. I mean, he usually gets them out quick when he's on. So he maybe might not bother him too much. Jackson's 2-1 on the way. Base hit right field, 1-0 Giants. As Lewis scores and Scarsoni will stop at second base.
As Chris mentioned, Will Clark very hot in his last 6 games coming into tonight. 10 for 22 with a couple of doubles, a homer, and 4 RBIs. Here in his first at bat, single line drive, the consummate line drive hitter. There's the pitch out over the plate. He goes right out and gets it, lines it out to right, picks up another RBI, and Giants lead 1-0.
And up comes the National League home run leader, Barry Bonds, with 22 of them. Bonds with 62 runs batted in. Bonds has not been as hot lately, but he's still, of course, hitting the ball well. Inside, Bonds is hitting only, as they say, .275 in his last 25 games. There he is, leading the league in homers. But he was up over 400 for a long time.
Sure puts that theory that all guys that choke up are nothing but line drive, punch and Judy hitters, doesn't he?
Yeah, this guy's your extra base guy, and he will wait out a walk. He leads the league in intentional walks again this year. He led it last season, and the Phillies will walk him quite a bit when he comes up in situations where he can hurt you. You're not going to do it right here in the first inning. On deck is a hot hitter, Willie McGee. Jackson 1 pitch away from loading the bases with nobody out here in the first. And he has hit Danny Jackson well throughout his career.
Might be one of the reasons why Jackson is trying to be so careful with him. Get him to swing at a Jackson pitch, and instead of having to give into him, throw one down the middle.
Strike call. Jerry Crawford is the home plate umpire tonight. Angel Hernandez at first base, Tom Hallion at second, and Jim Quick, who had quite a night here last night, calling all those pitches, is over at third base. 3 balls and 1 strike on Bonds. And the pitch. Pop up, foul, third base side. Hollins over near the stands and has a play. What a big out for Danny Jackson in the first inning as he gets Bonds to pop up foul on a 3-1 pitch, 1 away.
Big out, big out. What surprised me is the pitch before 3-0, where Barry Bonds is such a good hitter. Look at this pitch right down the center, and he pops it up. But Bonds had him 3-0, hits Jackson very well. I'm surprised he didn't go after that 3-0 pitch, Chris.
Yeah, and then he kind of jammed himself a little bit on that 3-1. Willie McGee at .332, batting .417 in his last 15 games.
You don't see that happen too often. Barry Bonds popping up with a runner in scoring position.
And Jackson throws a fastball by McGee. Willie batting .402 right-handed, .301 from the left side. McGee, a most valuable player winner and a batting title champion in his very, very fine career. Most of it in the National League. He was with Oakland briefly a few years ago. Longtime Cardinal. The on-deck batter is the young shortstop, Royce Clayton. Happy 100th birthday tonight to Catherine Wall of Haddonfield, New Jersey. Catherine Wall, 100. And another late swing and a miss. McGee's hand's coming off his bat.
Looks like his hand is slipping off the bat, but Jackson got a good fastball. He's running away from him on the outside part of the plate. With those two pitches there, I think Jackson will come back with a slider down and in.
Well, McGee will chase breaking balls.
That's what I was wondering.
When you're ahead in the count, so we'll see if they do it. There are the two base runners, Scarsoni at second and Clark at first. The RBI for Will Clark, number 45, by the way. No balls and 2 strikes to McGee. They go with a fastball, and he takes it outside, ball 1. Just underway here in the first inning, and the Giants have scored a run to lead it 1-0. San Francisco, the most road wins of any team in the league with 27. They're 27-18. This after they won just 30 all year last year on the road. McGee, a line drive to right. Chamberlain out there tonight, grabs it, 2 outs. Scarsoni will tag and head for third. And he makes it. But there are 2 outs and runners now at the corners for Royce Clayton.
Jackson came back with a fastball, and McGee looking to drive the ball that way. Kind of had a delayed swing. Got a lot of wood on the bat, but he hit it right to Chamberlain. That ball's 5 or 6 feet the other way. You see a lot of runs scored.
Royce Clayton, just 23 years of age, out of Burbank, California, the #1 pick of the Giants in June of '88, and has taken over as the everyday shortstop. They've been grooming this guy for a while, and he's really matured. And he smokes that ball. That's at least a double. 1 run will score. Incaviglia on it. They'll hold Clark at third. So it's 2-0 now, Giants, as Royce Clayton takes the first pitch he sees and rips it down the line for his 40th RBI of the year.
Boy, he just jumped all over that one.
They didn't wait very long.
Jackson looks like he's trying to get that breaking ball inside. He did get it inside, but it right above the knees. Look at that, just a little bit below the belt. As Chris said, he just turned all over that one. Ball landed about 2 feet inside the line, then ricocheted off the stands down there.
Here's Kurt Manwaring, the #1 catcher for the Giants, one of the better throwers in the league, if not the best, for consecutive years. Over 40% of throwing out potential base stealers, 2 straight years. So this is a big batter for Danny Jackson. He's already given up 2 runs. The Giants have 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. That run will be unearned on account of the pass ball. A late swing and a miss, 0-2. Will Clark at third base. Wendell Kim was not able to score him. And Royce Clayton at second with the double. For Clayton, his 10th double of the year. Oh, 2 pitch to Manwaring. Struck him out with a breaking ball. Jackson gets 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Giants with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. 2-0 Giants.
Any professional painter will tell you that if you want results like these, you got to know the tricks of the trade. You got to ask Sherwin-Williams. Now, these are guys you can trust. They've got good paint, good price, good advice. Guaranteed. Want to know something? I didn't paint this house. The guy that lives there did. Hey, fella, nice job. This guy knows what the pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams. They've got 1 shot.
What am I going to do? Point at the bad guys and shoot!
To get the goods. On the bad guys.
Just once, I would like to hear you scream.
Play some rap music. Bruce Willis. Damon Wayans.
the last Boy Scout.
And back at Veterans Stadium, here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup tonight for the Phillies, managed by Jim Fregosi. Lenny Dykstra leads off in center field. Mickey Morandini at second base. John Kruk at first. Dave Hollins at third. Dave Hollins named to the All-Star team today along with Terry Mulholland. Darren Dalton will catch. Pete Incaviglia is the left fielder. Wes Chamberlain in right field. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop, and on the mound, Danny Jackson.
And for the Giants on the defense, Steve Scarsoni, former Phillies player. At third base, Royce Clayton at short. Paul Ferries at second. Will Clark at first base. In the outfield, Barry Bonds, Darren Lewis, and Willie McGee. Behind the plate, Kirk Manwaring, and on the mound, the right-hander, Bill Swift.
There are the numbers on Bill Swift. He is also 31 years of age, a 6 foot, 191 pounder out of South Portland, Maine. The #1 pick of Seattle in June of 1984, and the second pick overall in the draft that year. He led the National League in earned run average last season with a 2.08 ERA and a 10-4 record. Had 2 stints on the disabled list. A tough right-handed pitcher. He throws a lot of sinker balls. A perfect pitch for this Giants team, who turns the most double plays in the league. And here comes Lenny Dykstra, disappointed not being named to the All-Star team today, and everybody around the Phillies feeling that's an injustice, but it happens every year to a few players. Marquise Grissom making it as Montreal's only selection, and also Bobby Kelly making it for Cincinnati, and Bobby Bonilla the only selection for the Mets. So some outfielders that have to make the team, and Lenny Dykstra left off. And Swift starts him with that hard sinker ball, ball 1.
You know, that's a rule that probably, with the addition of the 2 new teams, they're going to have to enlarge the amount of players that they take to the All-Star game. Too many players are deserving of that award and don't get picked, such as Lenny Dykstra.
Terry Crawford, the home plate umpire. Florida had 2 selections, Brian Harvey and Sheffield, who was voted on as a starting third baseman. And Colorado had a very good pick in Andres Galarraga. And Swift, who hardly ever walks anybody, misses 3-0. He wanted to know where that pitch was. 27 walks for him. In 117 innings, he struck out 77. He will throw strikes. There's one.
Kind of interesting to see if Swift does anything to his style of pitching, because he's pitching on turf. He has pitched so well on the grass and so well in San Francisco that when he gets on the turf with that sinker, as this one's right down the middle for strike 2, that he's had some problems. A lot of base hits that normally would be outs in grass are hits on the turf here.
And Dykstra taking all the way makes it 3-2 as Lenny trying to get on base. Ball 4. Good eye by Dykstra to lay off that sinker ball. Lenny leading the league in runs scored with 82 of them. And you see Bonds is way behind in second place. Well, Mickey Morandini, the batter, at 241. Dykstra also leads the league in doubles with 26. And that big double last night at 1:47 in the morning, or 1:47 this morning, sent us all home after 20 innings here last night, all of them on Prism.
It was rather exciting, wasn't it?
Oh man, I'm so happy to see it end. There they go. Clayton will step on second, throw to first.
That's 105th double play on the year that the Giants have made.
That's what they do, and Swift throws them.
Give you an idea. We'll show you the replay right here between Clayton and Thompson, and now Ferries playing over in place of Thompson. They have turned quite a few double plays. The second team in the National League is Pittsburgh with 85. So let's see how far San Francisco is in front with 104. Phillies are 13th in the league in double plays with 67.
John Kruk, the batter, at 348. The National League's starting all-star first baseman. Swift's pitch is that sinker ball low. He just doesn't throw a whole lot of breaking balls. He'll change speed on his sinker.
Well, when you throw the ball as hard as Swift does, as we look at the career average of John Kruk on Swift.
Ground ball foul.
basically he's become a two-pitch pitcher. He'll throw that hard sinker and then a slider, and what he'll do, Chris, he'll just change speeds on the sinker. Every now and then he'll throw a split finger pitch, maybe to keep the hitters honest or just to do something different. Very, very heavy ball.
Bill Swift coming over to the Giants in the trade with Seattle for Kevin Mitchell prior to last season. Right back at him, as most sinker ballers are. They're good defensive players because they got to catch a lot of balls coming back at him. Phillies gone in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 2-0 Giants after 1.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families, for new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says a Belle of Pennsylvania on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell a genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
The Phillies try to feast on the East when they shuffle the cards Tuesday, July 27th and Wednesday, July 28th at 7:35. And Thursday, July 29th, 12:35 for a business person special. Then the Pirates walk the plank Friday, July 30th at 7:35. Saturday, July 31st at 7:05. And Nostalgia Day Sunday, August 1st at 1:35 when everyone gets a free poster. Call 463-1000.
You know, if you like Italian food, Cento has an excellent reputation for quality Italian food products such as roasted peppers, vinegar, pure olive oil, corn oil, ripe olives, marinated mushrooms, and over 100 fine Italian food products on your grocery shelf. And by the way, every home run that the Phillies hit, Cento gives up $200 to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic. And this year, the Phillies have had 83 home runs, so Cento has given $16,600 already to that clinic. Way to go, Cento.
Paul Ferry's the batter. And you see the numbers on him, just brought up from Phoenix, AAA, up the middle and through for a base hit. Mike Benjamin had been playing third base. He was hurt last night, hurt his heel, so they had to make a player move and brought Ferries up. They have him at second, and they move Scarsoni over to third. Bill Swift, the batter, a good hitter. See if he's up there to bunt. He has sacrificed successfully just one time so far this year, but he is a .270 hitter, and lifetime in the 2 years he's been in the National League, he's a .205 hitter. He is around to bunt, and he bunts it foul.
Dusty Baker wants to tack on a few runs as Wendell Kim, the third base coach for the Giants. Bobby Bonds, first base coach for the Giants. But Wendell giving the signs. Swift back in now. He'll be bunting again.
He is, and he bunts it foul. Happy birthday tonight, happy anniversary number 35 to Lee and Pat Degler of Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Let's look at Dusty Baker in his first year as manager of the Giants. And birthday wishes to Joanne Shirley of Lawndale, celebrating the big 3-0 tonight.
You remember that one, don't you?
No, barely. See if he's swinging away, and nope, he looks like he's around to bunt again, and he gets the hack and fouls it off. Swift is a good hitter, so they let him swing 0-2. He has an RBI on the year and has 4 in his career.
Well, Wendell Kim came down about 20 feet in front of the coach's box, so Swift could take a real good look at the signs. He may have missed a sign on that one.
Strike 3 call. Swift didn't like it, but he'll walk away and hope he gets the same pitch. That's strikeout number 3 for Danny Jackson. 1 out.
Jackson throws this one on the outside part of the plate, a backdoor breaking ball. Could have caught the corner.
Could have been low.
Could have been low. Real low.
Sure, Swift thought it was low, but Swift lives down there. So if Jerry Crawford's going to call that pitch tonight, he'll be very, very happy with that. That's where he throws them. Darren Lewis, the batter. He singled and scored in the first inning, and time was called. Jackson took a long time. Darren Lewis requested time from Crawford and got it.
Lewis was hitless in his last 9 at-bats before coming up in the first inning and signaling, Chris. So seems like Philly pitchers lately have a knack for getting guys out of their hitting slumps.
Jackson goes away from him, misses 1-0. Paul Ferry's the runner on at first base, just up from AAA. He and Dave Hollins are best friends, both out of the San Diego organization. And Jackson moves over to first, and Ferry's back in time. There he goes. Pitch is inside. Dalton's throw is into center field. I bet his shoulder's bothering him. Here goes over to third. You know, he got nailed. That was a very poor throw. He had nothing on it. Nobody was there.
Nobody was there. What happened there? Who's supposed to get that?
Well, you know, you got a young shortstop and Morandini out there. I don't know who took charge.
That throw, he was thrown right over the bag because he's got to throw at the bag and nobody's there. And, you know, really, that's not Dalton's fault, because look at the throw. Goes right over the bag, but neither shortstop nor the second baseman were there.
Well, an obvious miscommunication, stolen base error on Dalton. You could see he didn't throw the ball real hard either. Way inside on Lewis. The Phillies have to play the infield in. We didn't get the game time temperature. You'd think Morandini would be the one, as the veteran of the group, to say who's going to cover on that play.
Well, you would hope so. But you know what? It's a shortstop's position, but this is just the after effects of playing 20 innings last night. Everybody's a little sluggish today. They're all slow and tired. You blame them? We're slow and tired. And we didn't have to go out on that field. By the way, the temperature today, Chris, 141 on the turf. Ralph Frangipani had a little thermometer out there right down just on the third base side of home plate, had it on the turf, and it registered at 141 today, folks, around 2 o'clock.
Has to be 90-something degrees at game time. 2-2 pitch to Lewis, fouled away right side off the tarp. But Danny Jackson working really hard early in this game, throwing a lot of pitches. Just what they didn't want to have happen on this oppressive evening, with the bullpen dog-tired from last night and this morning's game. Look at that already. Here's a 2-2. Fisted up the middle and through for a base hit. And scoring on the play is Ferries, and it's 3-0.
That's one of those hits where the pitcher makes a good pitch. Batter jams himself, but he's able to inside out it enough to drive it right up the middle. Now, when you hit a ball up the middle, look at this. You can see how he inside out of that. When you hit a ball up the middle, there's nobody there, so you don't have to hit it very hard.
Plus, the infield was up, so they have no chance. So, as Jay said, a very sluggish start in this game for the Phillies. Now, Lewis ran in the first inning, stole a base, his 30th, and he might go again. Scarsoni, the batter. Fouled away. Scarsoni struck out, but Dalton allowed the ball to get away from him. He reached first on the pass ball and scored a run. The Giants second. They now lead at 3-0. Scarsoni employing that open stance you see a lot of players using nowadays. Here's the 0-1. Fakes a bunt. He takes it outside, ball one. Two-day games scheduled in this series. There's Fregosi in the Phillies dugout, and the temperature expected to stay near 100 degrees all weekend, so it should be something out here Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 3 o'clock, Sunday at 1:35.
You might get a little 10-degree difference between 1:35 and 3, but not much. I don't even get that.
Here's Darren Lewis, who showed no signs of running this time.
Dalton having to move around a little bit back there tonight.
Yeah.
Jackson a little inconsistent in his pitches.
Dalton will not play tomorrow, nor will he play Sunday. As we look at Wendell Kim, the Giants pitching Bud Black on Friday and Brian Hickerson on Sunday, both left-handers. And Fregosi said that tonight he will not play, as he does need some time off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base hit Scarsoni. Jackson left the breaking ball out over the plate. So Johnny Padres coming out. Nobody up in the bullpen, because they just don't want to get into that bullpen early tonight if they can avoid it somehow.
You can see that pitch right down the middle, just above the knees. Jackson having a little problem with his location. He's got good velocity on the ball, but if you throw it down the middle, sooner or later somebody's going to whack it somewhere. Even though he did make a good pitch to Lewis, Lewis fisted a little humpback liner up the middle. Got to keep that ball in and out.
Will Clark, the batter, an RBI base hit in the first inning. Clark's 45th run batted in. Clark off to a very slow start this year, but it's been coming on in the last 4.5 weeks. Fouled out of play. When the Giants have Matt Williams in the lineup, they have some 3, 4, 5 in Clark and Williams and Bonds.
Kind of be hard pressed to find anybody better in either league, right?
Exactly.
3, 4, 5.
Matt Williams is not with the Giants. He is back home in California rehabbing that abdominal muscle problem he's having. 0-1 pitch to Clark. He fouls it off. On deck is Bonds. Giants 3 runs, and they have 6 hits already. And we're in the second inning. Phillies with no runs on no hits.
I asked Will Clark, I said, what happened? What made you start finding your time and getting things together? You know, you started getting your average up, you're hitting the ball well. He said, I had a little heart-to-heart with Dusty Baker. I said, you want to elaborate a little on it? And he kind of smiled at me. He said, no. He says, I think I deserved it. So you can read between the lines right there. A little closed-door meeting, a little heart-to-heart with your manager, and ever since then, Will Clark has been tearing the cover off the ball.
Darren Lewis at second and Scarsoni at first. Struck him out. Foul tip held on to by Dalton. Strange night so far for Danny Jackson. That's 4 strikeouts to go along with those 6 hits.
Now this pitch is a good fastball on the outside part of the plate and up in the strike zone. Last time he came into Clark quit. I mean, he rifled it on a pitch that was down and in, rifled it to right. This one, he went up and away and got him to strike out.
Here's Bonds, who fouled out to Hollins his first time up. After running the count 3-0, fouled out on a 3-1 pitch. Best wishes tonight for a speedy recovery to Harold Katzoff of Philadelphia. There's another pop-up, and this one's playable. Hollins in foul ground, squeezes it, and they get Bonds to pop up foul twice. The Giants pick up another run in the second, a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 more left, and it's 3-0 Giants.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You know he's not perfect. But on certain days in his life, he has been. The night he poured in 63 points. The time he crushed 3 home runs in the World Series. The day he found Dwight Clark in the end zone. And you wish at some point, at some moment in your life, you could be that perfect too. And that's why you cheer for him. That's why you believe in heroes.
Mr. Carr, is there something personal in this? I told you he was dangerous. What's it gonna take? Me in a body bag?
And anything I seem to do makes it worse.
I got a cop who wants my wife.
Stay here and lock the door. Do it!
She's all alone, Mikey.
Turn back up!
Loosen your tie, take off your coat, roll up your sleeves. It's a business person special, Thursday, July 29th at 12:35. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Go ahead. You deserve a break. Call 463-1000.
Well, the National League and the American League named their reserves today, and here are the National League. Dave Holland's making it for the Phillies, and Lenny Dykstra being left off, which was a gross injustice, obviously, but it happens every year to somebody, and it happened this year, unfortunately, to Dykstra. And here are the pitchers, and you'll see on there from the Phillies, Terry Mulholland. Let that pitching staff. Not too bad.
Well, there's Terry, but one of the big reasons that happens is because the way the rule stipulates that each team has to be represented by at least one player. So therefore, when you look at some of the clubs, maybe some of the players not deserving, like maybe Bobby Bonilla in New York, the fact that the Mets have to have a player represent them there at the office. So Bonilla goes and Dykstra stays home.
So the Phillies will have 4 players on the All-Star team, 2 of them starters. Holland's in a reserve role, and then Mulholland and Jim Fregosi will be there as an All-Star coach. Swift with that sinker ball down and away, strike 1. Holland's off. Swift 3 for 10. Lifetime. Giants lead at 3-0. We're in the 2nd inning.
And, you know, without increasing the roster of the All-Star team, Chris, there was how many players from the Marlins, 2, Brian Harvey in Sheffield, and Galarraga from Colorado. So that's 3 extra spots that were taken up by the 2 new franchise teams that would have gone to players deserving normally. But they did not increase the amount of people on the roster this year.
Hits a deep left center. Bonds got a great jump on it, and there he is. And nobody better out there than Barry Bonds, and he made that look easy, 1 away.
Here's the pitch by Swift, the sinker on the outside part of the plate, and as Chris said, Bonds quickly off with the swing of the bat. He just makes it look easy.
Birthday wishes tonight to Faye Marie Mormondo. That comes from Jody Boone down the ground crew. Dalton fouls it away left side.
Well, I've got 3 happy birthdays. Jimmy Dietz, 36 years old. Bill Ward, Westville, New Jersey, 65, and Paul Schaefer of Bryn Mawr, 86 years old. Happy birthday to all 3 of you.
Dalton with tremendous lifetime numbers against Bill Swift, and that's the reason why he's playing tonight, even though he caught 22 innings last night. Inside, 5 for 9 with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. That's a cool 556 off this tough right-hander. And there's another one. Swift just can't get him out. Well, Dalton with a base hit, the Phillies' first hit of the game. Phillies Dream Week time coming up. I'd like to remind you about it. Week number 1 is filled up. There are still spaces available in week number 2, so make that call right away. Call 938-1200. They'll get back to you and tell you how easy it is to come on down to Clearwater, Florida, and join the Phillies for a week of Major League Baseball style. For all of you, men and women. So make that call. We'll see you down there in Florida next year. 938-1200 for Dream Week. There's a Pete Incaviglia sign. I don't think he's going to hit that sign. Swing and a foul tip held on to by Manwaring.
I'd like to see it if he could. There it is, folks. way up there, right next to that. Isn't that Bob Bucher?
Up there in the good seats, huh? Big overshift. Ferry's a second baseman over near second on Incaviglia. And over for a strike. He thought it was inside. 0-2. Giants, as we said earlier, the best in the league at turning double plays, and you see where they positioned the second baseman. Incaviglia holds up. Right-handed batters hitting just 170 off him, and 266 for left-handed hitters. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Incaviglia.
You know, he might be the only professional baseball player ever to come out of the University of Maine. He had a 26-7 record up there.
He gets him. Incaviglia chases it. So down on strikes.
Big
goes Incaviglia.
Big slider. Watch the break. It's more like a slurve than a slider. See the break, how it goes out and down? And what he'll do is he'll start that normally right at the corner of the plate, so it looks like a strike, and then of course you saw it break down and away.
See, the Phillies are playing 2 right-handed batters tonight against Swift. And the reason is Incaviglia and Thompson played all 20 Eisenreich and Thompson played all 20 innings in the game last night, whereas Incaviglia and Chamberlain just got 1 at bats as pinch hitters, so that's why they're playing against the right-handed pitcher. Ground ball hit the second. Ferries has it, throws out Chamberlain. Phillies out in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 3-0 Giants through 2.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Who's your favorite Philly? Darren Daulton?
No.
Lenny Dykstra? Terry Mulholland? Well, who is it?
Play Fanatic!
Everyone loves the Phillies, and every kid loves the Fanatic. If you're 6 to 12 years old, you could be the Fanatic's special pal at the August 14th Phillies-Mets game. You'll spend the 5th inning with the big green guy, and you'll get really excellent seats for the rest of the game. Send a postcard with your name, address, telephone number, and age to this address. It's a fantastic, fun-filled contest just for kids from your Fanatic friends at Prism.
Kids 14 and under get a really neat mesh jersey free. Compliments of Model Sporting Goods when the Phillies take on Barry Bonds. Will Clark and the Giants Sunday, July 11th at 1:35. Call 463-1000.
Well, the great sports debate, Summer Baseball Spectacular, is coming your way. July the 19th at the Coventry Mall on routes 100 and 724, just south of Route 422 near Pottstown. Join Angelo and company for an hour of baseball madness and visit any of the mall's 90 merchants to register for a great grand prize giveaway at Prism Night at the Phillies for 2. It's a great sports debate. Summer Baseball Spectacular, Monday, July 19th at the Coventry Mall. Be there. It says, or be a Mets fan. We just read them.
Just read them. There's Bill Swift in the dugout. You see him getting toweled down a little bit. They have a solution. It's ice water with a little bit of ammonia in it. It really cools you off a lot. And in this hot weather, both trainers have made those solutions in 2 or 3 buckets, keep them handy.
That's his catcher sitting there with him, Kurt Manwaring, as they're going to talk it over and cool off together. And not many ways to cool off outside around here right now. McGee, the batter. Willie hit a fly ball to right field his first time up. He's 0 for 1, batting at .331. He pops one up shallow right field. Chamberlain coming in and waits. One away. McGee, Clayton, and Manwaring to bat in this inning.
Got a little story about Manwaring. I have to tell you, he took a shot the other day and the hit knocked him out for about 10 seconds. They ran out there to see how he was okay. Got up, kind of looked around a little bit, wondered where he was, and went right back to catch it. This team loves this guy, Manwaring.
Yes.
Tough guy. We talk about so much about Darren Dalton being tough.
Bryce Clayton, who was a notorious first ball fastball hitter, hit a first ball for a double his first time up. First in there. Swings at pitch number 1 here. He's off the end of the bat a little bit and has pretty good bat control now since they've gotten him to do that. Gets jammed and fouls it away right side.
One thing they did to Clayton to help him on the double plays, we've heard us mention how well the Giants turn the double play, is the fact that when they have the sinker ball pitchers pitching like Swift, they move him a little over towards the third base line. As he swings at a high pitch here and strikes out. And the reason behind that, and that's the 5th strikeout on the night for Danny Jackson. Watch the pitch here. See where it is? Up. He goes right up the ladder with a number 5 on that high strikeout. But for Clayton, the Giants infielders coaches have moved him over so that instead of trying to get in front of the ball, he's able to backhand it and then come up, set himself, and make a better throw. And since they've done that, the Giants have just set the National League afire with all the double plays they've turned. Here's Manwaring swinging at the first pitch and grounding it out to Chamberlain in right field. So this club, a lot of first ball fastball hitters.
And that's hit number 7 for San Francisco as he hits that ball weakly through the hole on the right side. That'll bring up Paul Ferries, who singled to center and scored in the 2nd inning. He also stole a base.
There used to be a played for the Dodgers, a Jim Ferries at one time. No relation.
No.
That was way back in the 70s, I think, or something.
There's a little pop-up right side. Kruk a long run. He won't get there. He'll bounce out of play. Danny Jackson now with 50 total pitches. He hasn't walked anybody and struck out 5.
Kruk holding Manwaring on. Big giant hole over towards the right side. Ferries, pretty much a line drive hitter, likes to go to right field a lot. Jackson trying to keep the ball inside on him.
And they like to retire the 8-hitter so they can lead the pitcher off next inning. There are 2 outs here in the 3rd. And the Giants lead it 3-0. Billy Swift waits on deck. This ought to do it to Morandini. He'll flip to Kevin Stocker, and the Giants are out here in the 3rd inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. To the bottom of the 3rd, 3-0 Giants. And now Larry Rosen has a visit with the Phillies boss, Bill Giles, the subject of our Phillies profile for tonight.
This spring, Phillies president Bill Giles and the Phillies front office were under constant fire for not signing that multi-million-dollar free agent. Now, though, they've apparently created a blueprint for winning in these tough economic times.
I think what we did was quite intelligent. When we did it this winter, we got criticized a lot for it by the public and the talk shows and some of the writers. But really, when you give out $6 million for one guy, like we did offer it for David Cone, but I was thankful he didn't take it, because it not only creates an economic situation, but it creates a little of a peer pressure problem or a peer anticipation kind of a situation where you have a Mulholland, if he's pitching on the same staff with Cone and only making $2 million and he's pitching better than Cone, he's not going to feel so good that Cone's making $4 million more than he is. So we have tried deliberately to have our salaries into a situation where everybody's getting paid pretty much the same once they get into the free agent category, like like Dykstra and Kruk, and Dalton's a little different because Dalton is going to start getting more than the other guys, but he's the best catcher in baseball, and good catchers are hard to find.
And back at Veterans Stadium with Jay Johnstone, this is Chris Wheeler. Gary Maddox coming along in the fourth. 3-7-0 for the Giants. No runs, a hit, and an error so far for the Phillies with just the one hit. Bill Swift, a very, very tough right-hander on the mound tonight. He beat Danny Jackson 11-2 on May the 5th at Candlestick, pitching 7 innings, giving up 8 hits, 2 earned runs, walking 2, and striking out 4. He's lost 2 out of his last 3 after having a 3-game winning streak. He got bombed out by the Mets in his last out. On Saturday at Shea, went 6 1/3, 10 hits, 6 runs. Kevin Stocker, the batter, followed by Danny Jackson and Lenny Dykstra. Stocker still looking for his first major league hit, and he loops one to left, and right there is Bonds with that flourish of his, makes the play, one away, and the crowd, of course, gets on Barry.
You know, Barry gave his reason in an interview with Playboy for why he did that. And watch him with this kind of circle catch. As he catches it, he whips it around. He said, you know, this is entertainment. The people pay to come out and see us play. I'm just giving them what I feel is entertainment. And he says, so long as I catch the ball, that my manager has nothing to say about it, as long as I catch it. Well, he's right.
Yeah, just catch him.
Just catch him. I don't care how you do it, just catch him.
Saw him setting the defense out there. He's moving Jackson, the center fielder, over. As Danny Jackson bats against Swift, or Darren Lewis, I mean the center fielder, he moves him over towards right center. And Swift gets another one over. 0-2 to Jackson, just a 108 hitter with 4 hits and 37 at bats. There you see Jackson, a career 120 batter. Swift with 1 walk and 1 strikeout thus far. Breaking ball misses inside. 1-2. Dykstra waits on deck.
Danny's had his problems this year hitting. In his 37 at bats, he struck out 18 of those.
Chases a slider. Strikeout number 2. Both strikeouts tonight by Swift on breaking balls. Sunday, the final game before the All-Star break. It's batting practice mesh jersey day. And that gift is compliments of Modell Sporting Goods. So come on out on Sunday. Phillies and the Giants. Last time to see the Phillies for a long time. The All-Star break and then a long West Coast trip coming up after that. Dykstra walked his first time, then was erased on a double play. Happy belated birthday to Joe Seidman of Overbrook Park. Recently turned 80. 1 ball, no strikes to Dykstra. That's the 1 walk issued so far by Swift, who is very stingy in that category. One ball and 1 strike to Dykstra. See how hot Dykstra's been with his average up at a season high 297. He actually got into 299 last night at one point in that game. He won it with the ground rule double over the head of Eric Davis in the 20th inning.
You know, I've come up with a philosophy on why Swift is such a good fielder. He was one of 15 children.
That's right, he was. One of 15 kids.
If you're one of 15 kids, you got to be awful quick in that house. And he was number 13 or 14, I believe. So, you know, he was way down on the totem pole. So a lot of hand-me-downs and a lot of, you know, if you don't get the bread and the butter on the table, you're not eating.
Probably wore a lot of other people's clothes, that's for sure.
15 children. Hey, that's it. It's a good reason to be quick.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Dykstra beats it foul first base side. Two and 2 on Dykstra. 2 outs, nobody on base here in the 3rd inning. Checks and does, and the count runs full. 3-2. Second time Dykstra's run a 3-2 count tonight.
watch this sinker ball away.
And he overthrew it, and it stayed up, so Dykstra walks again. Well, we understand that some of you watching our games are having TV reception problems. Local cable transmission equipment is being affected by low power voltage because of the demand for electricity during this awful heat wave. So Prism is working with affected cable systems to eliminate these problems where they exist, and we do appreciate your understanding in the meantime. And the heat not expected to go away for a while. It is a sauna here at Veterans Stadium tonight. Did not get the temperature at game time. Had to be in the 90s, high 90s.
Oh, real lovely down there. Swift has a very quick move to first base.
And he's quick to the plate also. Morandini grounded into a double play his first time up. The shortstop Clayton grabbing his ground ball, stepping on second, throwing to first. Morandini thinks about bunting, takes a pitch, ball one. That was their league leading 105th double play. John Kruk waits on deck should Morandini keep the inning alive. Giants do not overshift him. Lewis is playing him straight away in center. And Swift gets it over for a strike. A lot of teams will play the left fielder way over. Look where he is. He's actually playing him a little bit to pull. And then Bonds well over there where most left fielders do play. Of course, Bonds can cover an awful lot of ground to his left if he has to. Outside. 2-1. Swift wants that pitch. He lives out there with that sinker away to left-handed hitters, and he needs that pitch to be successful.
You know, I haven't seen a guy with this type of sinker since Rick Russell. Thinking back of the guys that have really had that real downer type sinker, real heavy ball.
Well, he had two problems with his arm last year. And some think, you know, he has such an unnatural motion with that sinker that he could have hurt it. In fact, last year when he came back off the DL in September for the second time, he went back to the bullpen and pitched in relief till the end of the season. He has been a reliever for the most part with Seattle the year before. There's another chopper. He throws that heavy sinker, and Morandini beats it into the ground, and the Phillies are gone in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. Gary Maddox coming along in the fourth. 3-0 Giants.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Why will some people only use Texaco System 3 gasolines?
I'll tell you the first reason.
My dad says System 3 cleaned out his intake things and his fuel inspector.
Second reason.
Our dads keep saying get good grades, so we come here.
The reasons I come here.
Every grade of Texaco System 3 performs in cars both new and old.
They do? Well, no wonder we're getting the horsepower we should be getting.
Count on System 3 for performance in your car.
Reasons where do I start?
The Phillies try to feast on the East when they shuffle the cards Tuesday, July 27th and Wednesday, July 28th at 7:35. And Thursday, July 29th, 12:35 for a business person special. Then the Pirates walk the plank Friday, July 30th at 7:35. Saturday, July 31st at 7:05. And Nostalgia Day Sunday, August 1st at 1:35 when everyone gets a free poster. Call 463-1000.
And back here at Veterans Stadium with Gary Maddox. No tie. We just used that in the open. That's baby's gone for now. We missed you here after the fourth inning last night.
Oh, I kept up with you guys on Prism. I get it at home, and I was right there.
What's it like to play in a game like that? You've been in a few long ones.
Yeah, well, I think you just gradually get to the point where you hope it ends some kind of way, and everybody wants to be the hero, but it doesn't work out that way most of the time. The most grueling part really is coming back the next day. And, I mean, let's fess up that it doesn't. You don't have to be in great physical shape to play baseball. It's a mental tiredness that you come up against when you bounce back from a game like last night.
It could be compounded too because it's so hot. Swift takes it inside, ball one. Swift, a good hitter at 270 on the year. It'll be Swift, Lewis, and Scarsoni. How about him in that suit during this heat wave?
You know what I would liken it to, if I had to make a comparison, would be, you know, what Tommy Green says he feels. Hey, I feel fine, but my arm is dead. I can't. You know, it's a mental fatigue that you have, and I think we see signs of it already. We saw a pass ball, uncommon of Darren Dalton. We saw the shortstop or second baseman forget to cover. Those are the type of mental mistakes that you have to overcome. What do you tell Tommy Green? Hey, challenge him and bear down. And that's what you got to tell this offense. It's a built-in excuse to say, hey, we played 20 innings, but if you're going to be a contender, you got to reach down and play through that.
And they need Danny Jackson to give him some innings tonight as he struggled in the first and second, settled down in the third because everybody pitched out of that pen last night. If you were sitting out there, you were going to get in the game, and eventually it happened. What a job by Mike Williams as he pitched 6 innings and wound up winning the game, and rightfully so with the job he did.
Good use of the bullpen and the whole roster by Jim Fregosi.
Actually, he had 2 players left when that game ended. He didn't use Pratt because he's a backup catcher, and he had Amaro around, you know, just looking for a spot to use him, but he could never use him to hit for the pitcher because they didn't have anybody left. 3-2 to Swift, and he walks him. Oh, my. First walk of the game by Danny Jackson. Here in the 4th inning, he walks a pitcher. And very rarely does that happen, and it doesn't cause problems. Darren Lewis, the batter, who's 2 for 2, has singled twice, scored a run, stolen a base, and knocked in a run. And this young man is coming on and becoming a really fine player in the league. He's a great defensive player and getting better and better offensively.
Ooh, that's trouble.
Well, that'll be a lot of trouble. He'll get nobody on that. Stocker lucky to even get to it.
It's that AstroTurf base hit, but especially on hot AstroTurf where that ball really springs out of there. He pounded that into the ground. Oh, that was just off hard dirt.
Hard, hot dirt.
I'm glad you didn't lose your sense of humor last night.
No, this morning. He can't do that. Steve Scarsoni, the batter, he struck out and was safe on that pass ball that Gary mentioned. Scored a run in the first, single to left. Left-handed hitter Clark on deck. Phillies are looking for the possibility of a bunt. And we'll see from Scarsoni.
Yeah, he's not going to bunt.
I agree with you. He's bunting. Jackson, there's nobody at third, and now he's got to go to first, and he's late. Hollins was charging on the play, and Jackson was thinking about going to third, and when he looked up, nobody was there, and then he fumbled the ball.
Again, I mean, if you wanted to point to, you know, just mental fatigue and not executing the basic fundamentals, that's one again. Jackson had third base on his mind after he saw it come off the turf there, looked to throw, and no one was there anyway. Had he fielded it cleanly, he may have been able to recognize no one was there and fire to first base. But as it were, no one was there, and he bobbled the ball.
Yeah, that's another miscommunication between the pitcher and the third baseman. They still haven't scored it. Here is Clark with them loaded, nobody out. Line drive to Hollins, and they'll get one out on him. Clark just stands there. They call that a sacrifice and an error on Jackson.
Well, I think they're saying he was safe because Jackson bobbled the ball. Here's Clark, and I mean, you see his swing now. It's so nice and easy. You can see why he's definitely been able to bring his average up a little bit.
And here's Bonds, who's popped up foul twice tonight. To Hollins at third. Bases loaded and one out. And Barry takes it over for a strike.
I was talking in spring training with Danny Jackson. Asked him who was the toughest hitter to face. And he talked about Barry Bonds and how Barry stayed in there very well against him. But he also, it shows you how Danny Jackson has talked about how he likes to pitch against him.
Bonds, and he beat that one off his foot down to his daddy. Your old teammate.
Yeah.
So this one hurts. Yeah.
Right in there on the ankle.
You can see the numbers that he has against Danny Jackson. That's why
Danny recalled him very quickly when I asked him.
Yeah, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in, and a .538 hitter coming into play tonight. 0 for 2 against him, and no balls and 2 strikes. With McGee on deck. Bases loaded now and 1 out. Almost got him on a breaking ball, and Bonds fouled it off. Give it a little ground then.
He sure did. I think that was all set up by the pitch that he threw inside that he fouled off his ankle. So he was looking for him to possibly be coming back in there again. He wasn't going to have his ankle there. He recognized the breaking ball and then just kind of waved at it, but he did give.
Swift, Lewis, Scarsoni. Bases loaded for the Giants here in the 4th. Base hit right field for Bonds. Swift scores. Here comes Lewis. He'll score, and it's 5-0 as Bonds gets an 0-2 base hit and knocks in 2 more runs, and he now has 64 on the year.
Guys on the bases, and Barry Bonds finds a way to get them in most of the time. This time that was a breaking ball a little bit inside. He was able to pull through that hole.
Had him set up 0-2 and just made a bad pitch to him, and Bonds will get you if you do that. He's now tied with his teammate Matt Williams for the league lead in runs batted in. He leads in homers with 22. Scarsoni stopped at second, and McGee the batter, and it bounces up there. Ball 1, 1-0. So when you walk the pitcher to start an inning, it almost always means trouble, and it has once again.
You called it.
Well, that's an easy one. You look. I mean, I've never seen any numbers on it, but you see enough games, you just know.
I think the leadoff hitter, if you walk him, scores 25% of the time.
Yeah, especially when you walk the pitcher, though, the top of the order coming up. McGee fouls it off right side, out of play. 10 hits now off Jackson in the 4th inning. And still nobody up in the bullpen for the reasons that we have stated earlier. Harris Padres, that everybody, they're trying to give them some time off out there tonight, not go to them too early. Here is the bullpen, inactive. One to McGee. He tries to check. Jerry Crawford says he did, and it's a ball. 2-1 on Willie McGee. Giants 29-11 at Candlestick, a tremendous 27-18 on the road. They've won 9 out of 14, 15 out of 21, 21 out of their last 29 ball games.
So they were able to play through that swoon in June, right?
That's it, what they've had before. Jackson knocks it down, and they won't get anybody. A little nubber up the middle. Jackson looked like he got a little leather on it, and they're loaded again.
Yeah, I think he feels he probably should have fielded that ball. But it's such a quick reaction thing for pitchers when that ball's hit right back at them. You see him right there, see it, and try and make the play. But, you know, just couldn't come up with it, and everybody scores. That's a base hit.
And they're loaded for young Royce Clayton, the 23-year-old shortstop who doubled in a run in the 1st and struck out in the 3rd. Phillies play the infield at double play depth. They're up at the corners. 1 out. Fastball, and he swings through it. 1 walk in the ball game. Not to the pitcher Swift in this inning. He scored. Jackson struck out 5. There you see the base runners and the Phillies defense. One and one. Man wearing the catcher on deck. Dykstra in center. Tagging at third is Scarsoni. He'll score, and it's 6-0. Clayton knocks in his 2nd run of the game and his 41st of the year.
That's all you need is a sacrifice fly. You got that runner on third with less than 2 outs. It's amazing how many people have trouble getting that done.
And he got in on him just a little bit too. And Clayton's Clayton's gotten a lot quicker. I mean, he's growing up and getting stronger, and since he's gone off the end of the bat, he's much quicker. Manwaring, the batter, has struck out single to right. Giants have gotten Jackson twice now. Danny had another bad outing this year against them. Swift was the pitcher. Lost 11-2, 4 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts at Candlestick on May the 5th. Probably the 2 worst games he's pitched all year, both against the Giants. Fouled away, right side. Barry Bonds leads off second base, and Willie McGee from first. 3 runs in the inning, and a 6-0 lead. Giants were in the 4th. Line drive to right. That's a hit. Bonds being waved around. Here comes Chamberlain's throw, and it is late. And they have another run, and it's 7-0. And the Giants have batted around here in the 4th inning.
It's almost impossible to throw out a good base runner with 2 outs because he's anticipating the ball being hit. And so he's going to be running on anything. So it's tough to get a guy in that situation. But I think Danny Jackson makes a bad pitch after really tying up Manwaring. He pitched him well his first at bat, and on his last swing he tied him up pretty well. Then comes back with the pitch right down the middle and drives it into right field.
And they're going to get the bullpen up. It looks like they're stirring around out there as Padres goes to the mound. This is something they certainly did not want to do. Jose De Leon, who pitched 3 innings in the ball game last night, will start to loosen. Fans are very restless. Obviously, they want another pitcher in the game. But we've already talked about why there isn't another pitcher in the game at this point.
Well, I think they'd be happy with the same pitcher if he could just stop the bleeding and go from here.
I think they've kind of given up on that. Danny was 75 pitches thrown. That last hit kind of ended that thought. Paul Ferry's the batter, the 9th batter of the inning, and it's fouled away. Started with a leadoff walk to the pitcher Swift, who was on deck. Ferry's spent his first part of his career in the San Diego Padres organization, went over to the Giants, was at Phoenix when they called him up last night after the game when Benjamin got hurt. Foul third base side, just missed an extra base hit. It's 0-2. He had been named to the AAA All-Star team, and he hopes he misses that game.
So one of the Phillies' future hopefuls, Tony Longmire, made the AAA All-Star team. So for those who keep an eye on what's going on in the minors, he's a player of the future.
It's Manwaring leading off first, and McGee is at third. Another foul ball, right side.
Chris, I'm going to be honest. I was tempted to call you this morning. 7 o'clock.
Oh, in your car, right? Like you do something? Yeah, I had enough of them from you over the years. I know how you like to do that. Well, thanks for not doing it.
I really felt it would not be appropriate.
Well,
a mild-mannered guy like you, even you might have went off on me.
I'd have hung up on you. Hard ground ball to Hollins. He will go to Morandini, and that'll do it here in the 4th inning. But the Giants bat around. They score 4 runs. They do it with 4 hits. No errors. 2 left. Phillies have a long way to come back.
Well, sports fans, the All-Star break is coming up, which means that summer is half over, and some of us still have a little painting to do. That's why Sherwin-Williams is having their America's All-Star sale. Their best-selling A100 exterior flat is only $13.99, and Style Perfect interior flat is just $8.99. The sale's over July 31st, so you better hustle. We both got a lot of work to do.
They're talking baseball. Phillies baseball.
No. I said
Just
5
answer
Phillies
the
should be
question.
on the team.
No, that doesn't
National League baseball.
John Kruk has had a great year. I just said he deserves to be on the team. Jeff Bagwell's had a better year, and Kruk said so himself yesterday.
American League baseball. Baseball.
It would be fun to have a pennant race because this is the last year we'll ever have them.
That's right.
Oh, you're so wrong on that. You with your realignment nonsense, you're wrong before and you're wrong again.
This is the last.
It's the Great Sports Debate Summer Baseball Spectacular. 1 hour of complete and utter baseball madness from Angelo, Glenn, Jason, and Al. Taped in front of a baseball-crazed crowd at the Coventry Mall in Potsdam. The Great Sports Debate Summer Baseball Spectacular. It may not be the last word on baseball, but it's certainly the loudest.
You are desperate to have. You are so desperate to have people like you.
No.
Business Person Special number 3 coming up on Thursday, July 29th. The St. Louis Cardinals will be in town. These are really popular, so get your tickets way ahead of time and get your excuses ready to come on out. Those games are compliments of LNPSFS. The Phillies and the Cardinals BPS number 3 at 12:35 on Thursday, July the 29th. Call 463-1000 for your tickets. John Kruk will lead it off. It'll be Kruk, Hollins, and Dalton for the Phillies as they come to bat here in the 4th inning, and they are way down to Bill Swift. 7-11-0 for the Giants. No runs, a hit, and 2 errors for the Phillies. The Giants have one of the best bullpens in the league. They're not a good team to get behind against. Spargosi and Vukovic look on.
So what kind of team do you have if the middle of your order makes the All-Star team? That's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. Grounded to the second baseman, Ferries, who throws out Kruk. Yeah, we're talking about how good the Giants are in the middle with Williams, Bonds, and Clark. So both these teams have very good 3, 4, 5. Ferries makes the play on Kruk, and that'll bring up Hollins, named to the National League All-Star team today. Kruk and Dalton elected by the fans as starting players. Terry Mulholland also named today by Bobby Cox.
John Kruk's response. It shows you how sick the society is if they want to see me play or something.
See him play. Well, he has that self-deprecating humor.
Sure, if I had to come back again, that's the approach I'd take to this game.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Too serious?
Oh, yeah. Much too serious.
No kidding.
Much too serious.
Telling me, right? That was a basic rhetorical question.
I tell you, I wasn't as serious as the third base coach for the Phillies. You know, I was serious, but
he was half psychotic.
Yeah, that was another level.
The difference. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And I guess he compares to the St. Louis Cardinals first baseman Greg Jeffries, because I heard Jeffries referred to himself as a Tasmanian devil, and that's what Larry used to.
Yeah, he's
used to call him.
Hollins flied out to deep left field his first time up. Pitch comes inside from Swift, and it's 3-1. There's Mitch Williams, who had a rather rocky outing here last night. Precipitated a day of discussion throughout the Philadelphia area, as always occurs when he has a blown save, because they're so ugly when he has them. Hollins with a little chopper. This will be a tough play for Ferries. Throw across his body. Safe. Hollins legged it out. Second hit of the game for the Phillies on the infield hit by Dave Hollins.
You think he was safe? I know the umpire called it safe. Before we see the replay.
And he beat it.
Looked out. Look, it was definitely close.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you know, that's one of those.
It's bang, bang.
Oh, yeah.
Guys getting paid to make the right bang.
We had a couple angles, too, and it's still tough to tell. That is a rookie umpire, Angel Hernandez. Dalton the batter, and Dalton just owns Bill Swift.
Yeah, being a rookie really kind of it hampers your vision. You know, that rookie status will hurt that eyesight every time.
See Dalton, 79 starts, and he will have 2 more before the All-Star break or 1 more before the All-Star break after tonight. He will not play Friday nor Sunday.
No.
Nope. And he is 6 for 10 lifetime off Swift. 2 left-handers, Black tomorrow, Hickerson on Sunday, and Jim Fregosi says he just has to get Dalton out of there. After the 20 innings last night.
Nah, I don't think so. All bets are off when a loss occurs.
That's what he said before the game.
All bets are off after a
we'll
loss.
throw that qualifier on there. To deep left center field, and he keeps wearing out Swift. That's off the wall. Hollins being waved around, and Dalton has a double. The Phillies are on the board and trail at 7-1. Amazing what he does against Bill Swift.
Well, if you've had success against a pitcher, it's amazing the approach you take to him. You're not afraid to get behind. You're not too concerned, and you don't put too much pressure on yourself if you have had some success. This hits a fastball, Darren, nice and easy. I mean, that's the first ball we've seen him drive in quite a while the other way. But he definitely feels comfortable against Swift, and that was a good piece of hitting.
You know, he's such a low ball hitter. I guess where Swift lives is where Darren Dalton likes to hit. And that's got to be one of the reasons. And then you see him with 64 runs batted in, so there's a three-way tie in the league now for RBI leaders between Dalton, Bonds, and Williams. Incaviglia, the batter, a strikeout victim in the second. Phillies with a long way back, and they're trying to get there. Off the glove of Swift, and he fields it and throws him out. Swift, a really good fielder, and Incaviglia retired, 2 down. That'll bring up Wes Chamberlain 0 for 1 with a ground out. These sinker ballers are good fielders.
Yeah, look at his finish, though. That was a slider that Incaviglia hit off the end of the bat, so it wasn't hit as hard as it might have appeared based on the swing, so it was an easy play.
Chamberlain 0 for 1.
I had a chance to listen to part of your radio show today as I was coming in from my office, and Fregosi said Kruk and Hollins came in and told them that Dalton wasn't playing, they weren't playing.
Right.
You know, I think we touched on it a little bit last night, the importance of just having guys in the lineup that you know are your horses. I think that's what they were saying, and that's why I think Darren Dalton will be playing either Friday or Sunday.
I want you to know that Fregosi had his tongue right in his cheek when he said that, too. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Through 4, 7-1 Giants.
It's Saturday. I'm not going to mow the lawn. I'll hire him to mow the lawn and paint the garage. No, the garage. I'm dreaming big. With Super 7, I'll buy a car. No, cars. Meet exotic people. Not him. Her. I'll be in the money. Moolah. Saturday. Super 7. If I can dream it, I can win it.
Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. Son of a Gun and one-step tire care. Now available at Pep Boys.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Hey kids, if you love the Fanatic, Prism wants to give you the chance to be the Fanatic special pal at the August 14th Phillies Mets game. You could spend the 5th inning with the big green guy and watch the rest of the game in some great seats. If you're 6 to 12 years old and you want to be the Fanatic's pal, just send a postcard to the address you just saw on your screen. We hope you saw it. It's a fantastic Fanatic contest for Prism, the only place to be in the summer of '93. And we'll give you the address one more time as Chamberlain snares the fly ball hit by Bill Swift. There it is. I love the Fanatic here. Prism P.O. Box 1252, Ballot Kinwood, 19004. To the top of the order, Darren Lewis has been a real pain for Danny Jackson tonight. 3 for 3, 3 singles, an RBI, and a stolen base, and he scored twice. Raised his average 11 points. How about this note we have here? Dear Richie and Harry, could you, please, if possible, wish my parents a belated happy 50th anniversary? I know they'll be watching on Prism tonight. And let those stiffs who are on there do it. No, it doesn't say that. Jammed to second base to Mickey Morandini. So we'll do the work for Richie and Harry. And wish Mike and Doris Dool, D-O-O-L, a happy 50th wedding anniversary. That was a nice note from the Dool family sent to Richie and Harry. And Harry the K just brought it over. There is his whiteness, along with Andy Musser.
I don't see how Richie could stay up that late.
Well, you know he didn't say much for about the last 11 innings. He probably just sat over there and yawned.
They usually send the ambulance to take him to the home about that time.
Very, very late night for him. Instead of pizza, he was asking for cookies and milk.
It was 100 degrees yesterday, and Richie's ass burns out there playing tennis.
He's also got to work 4 games this week in his shorts. Tomorrow night on Channel 17, he's going to actually have to semi-dress up. Here's the 0-1 to Scarsoni, and it's inside.
I guess we got them good enough for sending that over here. Huh? We didn't get on Harry too good, but since he's your idol.
He's the king and my idol. Right? That's what the paper said.
We'll let Harry slide.
Oh, yeah. Scarsoni has been on base all 3 times tonight and scored 2 runs. He has 1 hit. He got on a strikeout pass ball by Dalton, and then on a sacrifice error by Danny Jackson. So the Phillies have handled the ball like a hot potato when he's been up tonight. Harry Callis just walked by and waved us off. He evidently heard that. Good. Harry Callis is unbelievable in many ways. 3 balls and 1 strike to Scarsoni. Swing and a miss. Jackson 1 walk tonight and 5 strikeouts. 2 outs and nobody on base in the 5th. 7-1 Giants. First to 4. Phillies have 8 games with this ball club coming up, 4 after the All-Star break. He walked him, so Scarsoni is on 4 straight times tonight. 2nd walk issued by Jackson, and here comes Will the Thrill.
I think momentum is important going into the All-Star break. You know, and you can come out and start the second half saying, hey, we got things going, as opposed to like, we were struggling going in. I wonder how we're going to be when we start the second half.
Well, they'll have a tough 4-game series here with these guys this weekend in this heat.
The importance of momentum, you don't have to tell to Jim Fregosi. It was evident by his spring training regimen that he felt having momentum, winning down in spring training and carrying it over into the season would be helpful. And you know, I think that's part of his approach to the game.
Clark tonight 1 for 3 with an RBI hit. He pulled off that breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Bonds waits on deck. Will Clark, a native of Louisiana and out of Mississippi State. Here he is, career against Danny Jackson. Jackson's given him some problems.
You can see his approach to hitting Jackson. Real easy swing, not try to do too much with it. And you know, I noticed that he was swinging a lot easier at the pitch. I thought that was just maybe his new approach to hitting since he had been in a struggle. But I see he struggles against Jackson.
1-2 to Clark. Fastball missed. Dalton started to lean towards the dugout. So did Jackson. They didn't get it. 2-2.
Clark has some words with Darren Dalton down there.
You didn't think that was a strike, did you, Dutch? Here we go again. 2-2. And he beats it foul past the Fanavision camera and into the stands. Steve Scarsoni at first base. 2 outs, 7-11-0 San Francisco. 1-3-2 for the Phillies.
He had that big series against the Giants last year. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Scarsoni, was he the one that had hit those home runs?
No, that was Grotwald.
Oh.
Hit the 3 pinch home runs last year out at Candlestick. There's a ball off the end of the bat into left field for a base hit, cut off by Incaviglia. He'll throw it back into second, which was the correct play. And Clark has his second hit of the game, hit number 12 for the Giants, who have runners at the corners with 2 outs for Barry Bonds.
When the San Diego Padres were in town, Tony Irvin and I, Tony's our AD here in the booth, he was looking through the press guide for the Padres and saw the name Bobby Bonds Jr. And he said, what a name to have in your organization. I said, yeah, that's Bobby's other son.
Yep, it's the other guy.
And according to Bobby, he has more ability than Barry.
What?
And he has another son, that's Ricky, that has a lot of ability. But he said that Bobby, who they nicknamed BB, has more ability than all of them.
My goodness. Well, that'll be a name to look after. Having a pretty good year after signing that monster contract.
It's funny, the top vote getters in each league, sons of former players. Griffey and Bonds.
2 of your contemporaries. Bonds, he got him to pull off again. You don't see Bonds do that much to with left-handed pitching. But last time Jackson had him buried and then made a bad pitch and Bonds got a base hit, knocked in 2. He has him down the count again 1-2.
I don't think there's a player in the league that's not looking forward to some time off here over the All-Star break to relax and have some fun.
Here's the pitch. Ooh. Deep to right field, way back and way out of here, and Bonds does it again. Right after he looks bad on a pitch, he just smokes one.
Well, he went down and golfed that pitch. I mean, what a short swing he put on that ball.
That is number 23 for him, Gary, and he takes over the RBI lead in the league. Now he has 67, 5 in this game.
Wow. Watch this pitch. He goes down. Look at the breaking ball, goes down and gets it. And that's out of here.
And it's 10-1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost off balance, Chris, just to reach out over the strike zone like that and flip the ball out.
And he knew it was way out when he hit it. As that ball came caroming back out into the outfield. So with 2 outs and nobody on base, the Giants get 3. And here's McGee. He hits it to deep center field. A long run. Dykstra still going back, and it's out of here to dead center. A long home run for Willie McGee, his second of the year, and it's 11-1, and the Phillies are getting blown out by the Giants.
Well, you think Willie McGee doesn't have power that would hit a ball that far. He got a lot of help from Danny Jackson. Danny's still throwing the ball hard. He just put the ball in a bad location, and McGee with his bat speed, the rest is distance. Here's a fastball. McGee looking for it right down the middle.
Dead center field homer off the backdrop.
And you see Dykstra going back, and you know it's gone as soon as he turns his back.
Well, those are 2 awesome homers. De Leon getting up again. Jackson will be gone. And they're going to get 5 out of him tonight, even though he's taken a horrendous thumping. Just the second home run of the year for McGee. Jackson due to bat second here in the 5th.
I mean, there was a time where you could almost expect to be knocked down.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe that.
Yeah, I was too, out of habit. You know, there's almost a time where you would have expected to get knocked down.
Yeah, that would have been the time you think it was coming. Still might think it is. 3-1. Now they don't play that way much. Sometimes. And he just can't get him out. They're trying to get Jackson through this inning. But I don't know now. Johnny Padres says he's ready, so Fragosi's going to come get him. The crowd roars as if Fragosi's some dum-dum for leaving him out there that long, but everybody knows the reason why, really, after last night.
Look down there at Bobby Bonds, and he's probably the most happiest guy in the ballpark, in that he's the hitting coach for these San Francisco Giants. There was a nice article on him in the USA Today, giving him credit for what he had done and hearing the players talk about just how fine a job he had done with him. And now to have his team come here against a team that has the best record in baseball, I think that makes it feel pretty good.
And the Giants just pounding the Phillies tonight as Danny Jackson has a bad game. There you see 11 runs on 15 hits. Phillies trailing 11-1. De Leon on the mound, and we'll be back after this.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the smart money is on budget.
Ask for Budget Smart Rates for great prices on cars that won't crash your style, all with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on budget.
When good just isn't good enough.
Hey, that's super premium. Do you really think you need that high an octane for your car?
I don't know, but I do know this. I feel my car runs better on premium, and I have other things to worry about.
You don't take any chances, do you?
I figure if I put the best in, I'll get the best out.
So when good just isn't good enough for you, experience our best. Fly with the new superpower, Citgo.
And here is Jose De Leon coming into the ballgame after pitching 3 innings here. Well, I think he basically pitched last night. I don't think he was in the morning part of the game. De Leon, he might have been. 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. There are the overall numbers on Jose as the Phillies have to go to the bullpen in the 5th inning.
Last night's ball game, you know, like I said, I watched it till 1 o'clock, and just nobody got anything going. It was like, you know, hardly a serious threat. Then what happens so many times is that when a team scores in the top of the inning, the other team comes back and scores in the bottom.
Some guy just yelled at Jerry Crawford behind the plate, and Jerry yelled back at him. Jerry should know better in this town to take on the fans behind the plate.
Probably one of Jerry's buddies.
Maybe left him tickets. Wonder what Jerry did wrong.
Serious, Jerry. You know, I run into Shag occasionally, who's Jerry's father up at Cobb's Creek Golf Course.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys, they hang around up there. They probably come here and give him all kinds of heck. Probably know him when he was a kid growing up.
Van Waring pops it up, foul out of play. 2 balls and a strike on the catcher. Danny Jackson in this inning got the first 2 outs and then a walk to Scarsoni, a single to Clark, 3-run homer by Bonds, a homer by McGee, and then a single by Clayton. And a 4-run inning, the second of the ball game for the Giants, and they lead it 11-1 here in the 5th inning. Phillies have had 2 of these in the last week. And the other one was, of course, that blowout in St. Louis.
It seems like every game is a challenge now.
Jose makes a good play, throws him out. 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits. And 1 left. 11-1 Giants.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You know he's not perfect, but on certain days in his life, he has been. The night he poured in 63 points. The time he crushed 3 home runs in the World Series. The day he found Dwight Clark in the end zone. And you wish at some point, at some moment in your life, you could be that perfect too. And that's why you cheer for him. That's why you believe in heroes.
Yeah, you were right, Judd. There's no beach traffic.
Easy. I went out. There's a Coke machine.
Man, I'm so hot.
You certainly are.
Hot as in sweaty.
Hey, so crank on the AC.
Air conditioning is for the weak, like yourself.
I'm sticking to the seat, like yourself.
That
Believe
dog
in
is
me.
moving faster than we are.
All you guys ever do is complain.
Your shoes are pretty.
Could someone please fan me?
No.
Coca-Cola, anyone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan, for serving a purpose in my life for the first time.
You're very welcome. I remember last year, honey, when we were moving.
Right.
Well, she called us and said if we put both our new house and car policies with her, we would save money.
Well, we have so many choices at Nationwide, and my job is to make you aware of your options.
She was always there with an answer.
That's the way we're trained, to be very knowledgeable and to be there when people really need you the most. And that's important.
Agents like Margaret are Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side.
By Nationwide Insurance, Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Exton is Frank Imperato.
Welcome back to, and I'd like to talk to you about the Business Person Special 4 versus Montreal Expos. It'll be Thursday, August 12th at 12:35. It's the fourth midday midweek game. Great baseball matchups, terrific fun in the sun. The day is sponsored by Mellon PSFS. Make plans early. Order your tickets easily by calling 463-1000 or stop by the Veterans Stadium ticket office.
So much for those people who said you couldn't read those.
That will be the last one.
That was excellent. That was just excellent.
I mean, whatever you have to do from now on, Chris, in between innings, you get back here for the start.
I was back. The mic was off.
If Larry Rosen were here, I'd never have done that.
John Slobodkin, our producer tonight, doing a great job down in the truck.
What'd you say, Larry's having a baby?
Yeah, Larry's out of here on a personal matter tonight, right? Bill Swift has a lot of runs to work with, and there's Stocker's first major league hit. Fielded by the center fielder Lewis. Will get it back in, and they'll give him a baseball. Will Clark will toss it into the Phillies dugout.
Well, you finally get that out of the way. You say, well, here we go. Now let's see what I can do. What do I need to get to 300? 2-0 fastball with an 11-1 to lead. Here, hit it. He does for a base hit.
And that'll bring up Jose De Leon, who's going to have to stay in for a couple innings.
No, he won't bunt.
No, he's going to hack away. This could be a double play, to say the least. And it is. 4-6-3 on the double play. The Giants are best in the business at that. Quickly 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form or otherwise used without the express written consent of the Phillies. I don't think a lot of people will be asking for this one unless they're a Giants fan. Dykstra, the batter, he's walked twice tonight. Let's see Jim Fregosi going to the bomb squad in another inning or so. Fly ball shallow left field. That's the difference between Lenny in the close game and in that situation. As he hits it to Bonds, who makes one of those catches a hit. No runs a hit, no errors, nobody left. 2-5. 11-1 Giants.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
Well, we talked about the National League All-Star reserves and pitchers. How about a look at the American League? And you see Albert Bell having a great year, and also Carlos Baerga for Cleveland.
Cecil Fielder definitely throwing some numbers out there again this year.
Oh, yeah, he has to be in that game. And here are the pitchers. Rick Aguilera for the bullpen. Randy Johnson. Jimmy Key having a great year. For the Yankees, Mike Mussina. Oh, he said the Phillies might go to the bomb squad in another inning. Well, they're doing a little quicker. Ruben Amaro's going to come out and take Lenny Dykstra's place in center field.
So you're calling these guys the bomb squad?
Well, you know what I mean.
No, it's them you're going to have to explain it to, not me.
They're glad to get in there. And Todd Pratt's going to come back behind home plate and catch and get Dalton out of there for a while in this 11-1 game. Here's your old buddy Wendell Kim with a Fanatic. You know a lot of guys in these Giants, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Another guy played against one another in high school.
Sure.
Southern California. The area where they make those major leaguers.
That's right. A lot of great athletes. Paul Ferry's the batter. And they will bat straight up. Amaro will bat 1. Pratt will bat in the 5-hole. And De Leon throws ball 1 to Ferries. We are in the 6th inning, and it's an 11-1 game, and the Giants lead it. Foul ball. Ferries tonight is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Whoops.
She made the play. It ran up her leg, but she held on to it.
Ferry, Swift, and Lewis. Fouled away right side. Dykstra and Dalton, 2 guys that played all 20 innings in the game last night, so they are out of this one.
You know, I got a chance to see him pitch a little on TV. Roger Mason, I was impressed. How about you?
Oh, you know, Mason, as a pitch to Ferries, has popped up foul right below us. Roger Mason's always been one of those guys that's given the Phillies right-handed hitters a lot of trouble. You know, there were some that said, well, he should have pitched a 9th inning, you know, and that's always up for debate because, you know, Williams is the closer. He was going to face 3 left-handed batters in the 9th inning. That was another reason why they didn't use him. And, of course, it's Williams' role to come in and save the game.
Right. I don't think it's up for debate whether or not he pitched into the 9th. In my opinion, you go with your closer if you want to have him throughout the year in the right frame of mind. You establish it. Once he's not the closer, then you can do whatever you want. But as long as he's in that role, you don't mess around with him.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Look at the Cardinals right out of the chute and knocking Steve Avery around.
You know, it's hard to really predict this game. Oh, what a play. Stop it.
Ferries can run and beats out the infield hit. I don't think he had a chance to get to that ball. He had to throw him out from center field.
It's so hard to figure out this game. I remember when the Dodger series started. Here's another shot at that fine fielding play. Wasn't able to get him at first base, but just look at the range, which is what the Phillies are interested in seeing from Stocker. He bounces it over there, not nearly in time, but showed good range.
And Bill Swift, the batter, would probably be up there to bunt. He didn't want to be on the base pass, and he bunts it and hits himself. And Jerry Crawford said he was in foul territory.
Prior to the last series, the talk was, hey, you have the Phillies going up against a team like the Dodgers, and you had St. Louis. They were going up against a very hot Atlanta ball club after being swept in Houston. So you thought a chance for the Phillies possibly to make up some ground before the All-Star break, and boom, it turns around. The Phillies found themselves in a tough series, and it looks like a sweep for the Cardinals.
Yep. Well, what got them going is that in the last game of the Houston series, they had a 4-game series with them. They beat them that Monday, and now they've gone home, and as you say, you know, might just sweep them. And to make matters worse, they have the Rockies this weekend in St. Louis. That's good for them. And the Phillies are playing these Giants. Base hit Swift. Shot at the bunt, didn't get it down. 0-2 pitch, hit into right field. It just keeps getting worse tonight. This is one of those games. You're going to lose a certain amount of them every year.
You know how many that is?
You know, I've heard theories on that.
No, I have no clue.
You know, they say you got to win 50, lose 5. I don't know. I mean, who knows what that is? I mean, that's all flesh. When you play 100, if you win 100, you lose 62, and you had a heck of a year. Phillies record coming in 56-29, same as the Giants. Breaking ball over for a strike. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. Every time you look up tonight, there are San Francisco Giants on the bases. That is Ferries at second and the pitcher Swift on at first. It was Bill Swift's 11th hit of the year. Pop-up, playable, infield fly rule being called. Here comes Hollins. 1 out. Darren Lewis with 3 hits tonight is retired. Hey, Phillies fans, bring 4 Leaf candy wrappers and the completed offer certificate to the Phil's ticket office. Receive a 600 level reserve ticket to any Phillies home game in July. Leaf candy brands include Milk Duds, Jolly Rancher candies, Payday, Heat Bar, and Rainbow Gum. Look for details at the vet or wherever Leaf candies are sold. Tickets subject to availability and void where prohibited. Scarsoni.
It's not the guy that hit those home runs, you're sure?
No, that was Grove. Yeah. Got me for a second there. He's had a heck of a night. I mean, he's been on base all 4 times tonight with 1 hit. You talk about a variety of ways of being on base. He's been on a strikeout pass ball, a base hit, a sacrifice error pitcher, and a walk. Look out, folks. Yeah, what a good catch. Ben Rivera here tomorrow night. Rivera, 9-game winner. He'll be going against Bud Black, who's 7-1. Black, a left-hander. Strike called, 1-2 to Scarsoni.
That's going to be a good game tomorrow. With Bud Black on the mound. Ben Rivera, he's in his prime. Black's a good pitcher as well. And left-handers of late have been giving the Phillies left-handers fits.
Haven't seen a left-hander for a while. The Padres threw all right-handers. The Giants, or the Dodgers, threw all right-handers, and now they'll see 2 left-handers from the Giants in this series. Bernard Gilkey hit a 3-run home run in that ball game at St. Louis, his 6th of the year, and they lead at 6-0 over Atlanta. Check swing foul out of play. Well, the Atlanta Braves are having a lot of trouble catching these Giants this year. If they were to lose tonight, as they are losing to the Cardinals, the Phillies would be up by 5. The Giants would have a 9-game lead over Atlanta.
You cannot forget that if you ask the Cardinals how far are they behind, they're going to say we're only 4 in the loss column. That's how they're viewing it.
Sure. Wow. That's the Giants tonight.
I guess that'll be a you don't have to put the runs up there if you show somebody that stat. You get to see how many runs were attached to it.
17 hits with 1 out in the 6th inning. Scarsoni pulls off the breaking ball down the line, a long run. Chamberlain makes a nice play in foul territory for the 2nd out, and the runner tags and goes to 3rd. They got to get the ball back in, and Sperry's moved over to 3rd base.
Dangerous play by Wes Chamberlain as far as injury. What he's trying to do is avoid John Kruk, but Kruk pulls away. Chamberlain doesn't see it. That's why he goes down to try and avoid the contact with John Kruk.
Clark, the batter, with a couple of hits.
And the worst thing you can do, though, is let that thing fall.
It was a foul ball, by the way. There's a little kid running around on the field down there by the photo booth, and a security guard has just picked him up and taken him down in there.
Take him down there, slap him around a little bit.
Where he came from. He's looking for mom and dad, or brother, or somebody.
Kick him out. You can't go on the field, can you? I was just kidding, Chris. They're not going to slap him around.
No.
You're following them like...
I knew what you meant.
You're making sure they don't hurt the little guy.
No, the security guards are going to take real good care of him. I think his brother's going after him. You figure out what he was doing on the field. All of a sudden, Jerry Crawford looked up, and this little guy was running around down there.
Had his glove with him?
Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Clark takes an off-speed pitch and misses. 3-1. Ooh, ripped to right down the line. It is a foul ball. A good catch by a fan out there near the wall.
When you're 3-1 and you have to come into the likes of a Will Clark, man, you really just throw it and duck.
Nice catch here, Gary. You'll admire this.
Oh yeah, plus with the other guy interfering in front of him.
So Swift will be off from first on the play with a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Clark and 2 outs. Giants 11, Phillies 1 here in the 6th inning. The pitch. Clark rips at the right center. Amaro, a long run. He is there and makes the play. That ball had a lot of topspin and just died out there in right center. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. To the bottom of the 6th, 11-1 Giants. Tonight we take a look back on a classic confrontation. And Larry Rosen takes us to 1989 in this vintage vision.
Will Clark became a superstar on baseball's largest stage. A memorable MVP performance in the 1989 League Championship Series. And the crowning moment came in Game 5. Score tied at 1, bottom of the 8th, facing a man making his postseason debut, then Chicago Cub Mitch Williams.
I sort of stepped out the batter's box and I told myself, okay, I got to take him up the middle. And it just seemed like the next pitch was a fastball. He was trying to go high and it just sort of stayed out over the plate and it was a base hit up the middle.
Line drive, base hit. In comes one. In comes Butler. Going to third is Thompson. 3-1, San Francisco.
As far as that bat goes, as far as being locked in, that's about as locked in as I could get. And, you know, I remember getting down to first base and sort of clenching my fists in the air. You know, it was one of those deals where you said, you know, hey, listen, I needed to get a job done. It was done. So, you know, that was one of the bright spots in my career. It's one of the things that I'll be remembered for, and I enjoyed it.
Well, back here at Veterans Stadium, Chris Wheeler with Gary Maddox as the Phillies are being blasted right now by the San Francisco Giants in the first game of this 4-game series, 11-1. The Giants here tomorrow night at 7:35. Remember, 3:05 on Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday afternoon at 1:35. That's Mesh Jersey Day for all kids 15 and under. Compliments of Modal Sporting Goods. Hope to see you out here sometime this weekend as the Phillies play the Giants. Mickey Morandini leads it off to the Phillies, followed by John Kruk and then Dave Hollins. Could possibly see Kruk leaving the ball game after this at bat. Maybe even Hollins. I think they'd probably get Kruk out. Phillies have already replaced Dykstra and Dalton with Amaro and Pratt as this game is out of hand. Morandini tonight has grounded out twice, to short and to second. He's 0 for 2, batting at .239. Hard ground ball, great play. Will Clark looks for Swift, throws it away. Morandini will stop at first base. See how they score that one up. The ball went into the photo deck area, so he'll go to second. There'll be at least one error. They're going to give him a hit. A base hit for Morandini and an error on Clark.
Well, Morandini got around on it pretty good, but Clark makes a good play, finishes his ball before he starts trying to get up, and then throws. I think Swift could have had that ball had he extended his glove.
He tripped a little bit getting there.
Right, he's late in reaching for the ball.
It looked like something happened to make him slow up a little bit, and Clark had let him a little more, but Clark gets the error. Morandini on at second base here.
I think what made him slow up could have been maybe a lack of speed. Shoot, swing the bat, see what happens.
Kruk is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. Morandini at second base, nobody out in the 6th inning. Big crowd here tonight. Haven't had much to cheer about, as this has been a one-sided game in favor of the Giants. Barry Bonds has put on a big show with 5 runs batted in after he had 2 terrible at bats his first 2 times up. Fouling out to the third baseman twice. Kruk checks. It's high. 3-0. Kruk leading the league in walks with 73 of them. On deck is Hollins. Strike 1.
Look at that pine tar in his helmet there.
Yeah, he doesn't let him clean his helmet. The other guys, his helmet, they want to clean him every day, but John Kruk says, no, leave mine alone. Frank Koppenbarger and his staff certainly would have that helmet clean if they were allowed. 3-2.
Look at that thing. It's caked on there.
Oh, yeah. Well, his batting gloves, you know, he keeps touching all the time with
yeah,
the gloves.
makes a little sweat in there, too. Makes a nice, gives it coloring. Off the bat, that's where it comes from, that pine tar off the bat. Put it on your helmet.
That's a Warriors helmet. Kruk beats it to Clark. He'll take it himself. Kruk is retired, and on the play, Morandini moves over to third with 1 out, and Dave Hollins the batter. Giants in a great position, up by 10 runs. Of course, we'll play the infield back here and concede a run on a ground out. Hollins has 53 runs batted in on the year, 9th in the league.
Tell you, Danny Jackson started this game. I mean, he took a severe pounding, but somehow you get the impression that that's not going to phase him. That he'll come back at you once this break is over.
No, the worst games he's probably had this year have been against the Giants, and the one out in San Francisco, they had all kinds of C&I hits off him in that game. Tonight, hit a lot of balls hard. Hollins fouls it off. 0-1. The on-deck batter is Todd Pratt. Bad thing about having that kind of an outing is now you got to sit through the All-Star break before you get a chance to come back. A lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, but I still think the rest is going to do all these guys good.
Oh, yeah. That's a foul ball.
And you'll have a lot of time now to get yourself back and get that same feeling you had when you started the season, that same feeling of being refreshed and feeling for pitchers that they can throw the ball through the wall.
Right off his right knee. Something you're familiar with when you used to hit your left knee.
Yeah, my left knee, my toes.
With that spread out stance, you used to whack them off your knee.
That and the propensity to swing at bad pitches.
Never brought that up. Hollins takes it up high, 1-2. You're a much more selective hitter here in the booth.
I'm as good as I want to be up here in the booth.
Game's a lot easier here. Oh, he hit him. Hollins has not been hit much this year after, you know, being hit so many times last year. Swift comes in and nails him. So the Phillies have 2 on now for Pratt, now batting in Dalton's spot where Dalton had been 2 for 2.
That's a breaking ball. Watch this. Little slider. Zip. In on the knee. Just about the same spot he hit himself.
Hollins was hit by a pitch 19 times last year.
You know, that inside pitch, Hollins was supposed to get the idea that if they hit him enough times inside, he's supposed to back away. And the pitchers realize, well, he's not going anywhere. So we'll try something new.
That's only the 2nd time he's been hit by a pitch this year. He think Tony Irving doesn't like you. Look what he just pointed out to me, how in 1973, which, by the way, was the year that the Phillies had that other 20-inning game. You hit 319.
Oh, I hit 319 one year?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You hit 330-something one year, didn't you?
Boy, man. Why does it only remember the bad years?
Todd Pratt getting his first at bat of the ball game. He is the 194 hitter on the season with 1 home run, 3 runs batted in, facing Swift.
I think Todd Pratt is going to be happy to pay his dues as a backup catcher, but sometime in the future he's going to want to play on a regular basis, and he is such a good hitter, Chris. I really like his approach to hitting.
That's off his foot. Boy, when you're a sinker baller like Swift, you can just wear out hitters' feet. They keep beating them off their toes all night.
It is. That ball comes in and just hit the top half of the ball, and it goes straight down.
And the feet get in the way.
That's why you see so many players with those shin guards. Will Clark, a pretty good hitter. He's concerned about hitting those balls off of his foot. Terry Pendleton, he took it to another extreme. He used to wear one on his arm. Big old pad on his arm.
Dave Hollins at first base, Morandini at third, 1 out. We are in the 6th inning, 11-1 Giants. Another brutally hot night at the vet. He almost got himself again. 1-2. Pratt with a chance for an RBI here. Giants, of course, playing the infield all the way back. Teammates call him Tank.
As in built like a?
Oh, yeah. Bill Swift all the way for the Giants. Nice play by Manwaring. Swift has walked 2, struck out 2, and given up 5 hits thus far, just 1 run, trying to win his 11th game of the year. Had a 6-game winning streak earlier in the season.
Ooh.
Foul tip held on to by Manwaring, and that's a strikeout. His third, 2 outs.
What a pitch and what location. I guess that's redundant because good pitches are normally in a good location. Oh, that pitch is just on the flat.
Throws that breaking ball to right-handed batter, so he had a good one there.
You can imagine, I mean, how many balls did he almost foul off his foot because they were so far inside, and then all of a sudden to see that nasty hook, and he throws that on the black.
Well, Bill Swift at one time was a #2 pick in the whole country by Seattle back in '84. He was a member of the U.S. Olympic team that year. And Cavalier, the batter, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and hit a ball back to Swift his last time up. On deck is Chamberlain. He was in a real good groove for a while. Now he's starting to struggle a little bit, pulling off some pitches, swinging through them. And like most power hitters, he's going to be streaky.
Well, when you're struggling, this is not the kind of guy you want to go up against.
Not from the right side. There's that breaking ball, and he hits it off the end of the bat. Foul. 0-2. Here's the pitch count on Bill Swift. Just 75 pitches. Swift had a game this year where he had a perfect game through 7 innings. And he had thrown 66 pitches through 7 innings. 55 of them strikes. Broken up by Kevin Mitchell leading off the 8th. 66 pitches through 7 innings. That is expedient. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Phillies with runners at the corners. Ooh. Hits it to deep center field. A long run, Lewis, and it's dying on the track. And Lewis makes the play. He just didn't get his arms out on that. Gary Maddox will see you when we get back from California.
Can Texaco System 3 gasolines help reduce an engine's filthy deposits?
You know, it's no illusion. System 3 helps make filthy deposits.
What are y'all doing? Oh,
disappear.
where's my car?
All it took was System 3, and now my Bronco takes off like my Thunderbird.
System 3 really whipped those filthy deposits. Well, I love it when she talks like that.
When it comes to performance, in cars both new and old, you can count on every grade of Texaco System 3.
Where's my car?
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud.
They've got one shot.
What am I going to do? Point at the bad guys and shoot!
To get the goods on the bad guys.
This once, I would like to hear you scream.
Play some rap music. Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans, the last Boy Scout.
It's the 4th Business Person Special of the season. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Thursday, August 12th at 12:35 when the Phillies play the Young Explosive Expos. Put some exciting baseball on your calendar. Call 463-1000.
The annual Phillies Family Autograph and Auction Party scheduled for Monday, August 2nd at 6 o'clock with all the proceeds going to the ALS Association. Always a lot of fun. The night includes autograph booths, silent and live auctions, fun and games. The tickets are on sale. As Bonds hits another one, doesn't he? Way back, and it's out of here. What a night for Barry Bonds. 6 runs batted in, 2 home runs, and it's 12-1, and what a show he's putting on. Anyway, those tickets are on sale. Call 463-1000, or you can get them down here at the Vet in person. They are limited, and what a bolt by Bonds.
Who would have thunk it after his first 2 at-bats? You see it again, slow breaking ball, but down in his wheelhouse. Look at Bonds. That's the second time he's gone down to get a pitch low and just lifts it right up. What power, what strength.
I was reading that drop in and I heard that thing. Couldn't find it right away.
You know, in his first 2 at-bats, he foul popped out to Holland, and it looked like he was real slow with his bat. You know, like, geez, he's having a tough night. He should have made up with it with the next 3 at-bats.
68 RBIs, and he has definitely taken over the league lead. His teammate Matt Williams has 64. Darren Dalton picked up 1 tonight, and Dutch also has 64. And Bonds adds to his league-leading home run total. He now has 24. McGee hit a center field home run his last time up. He's 2 for 4 tonight. Here are the numbers on Willie. Phillies have not retired the Giants in order. They have scored in 5 out of 7 innings tonight.
Usually the philosophy has always been walk Bonds, and after his first 2 at-bats, you thought, well, you know, maybe he's having a tough night. Let's pitch to him. Well, he turned the critics around, didn't he? How about this guy?
He's been a hot hitter lately for the Giants.
Very.
This is his first at bat left-handed. He was hitting 402 right-handed, 301 from the left side at game time. Willie fouls one right into his own dugout and back out again, and that sent his teammates scrambling. There's Kevin Rogers, a left-hander, starting to loosen up. Looks like they're going to get Swift out after this inning. Ball bounced out to Bobby Bonds, and he tossed it over to the dugout. Fans behind the coach's area wanted that one. Fouled away again, left side.
Talked about how he started out so slow. In his first 17 games, he only hit about 250 with no runs scored. That's kind of tough for a guy batting where he is in the lineup.
And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. De Leon pitching 3 innings last night. He has gone an inning and 2/3 plus thus far in this one. Fair foul ball, Angel Hernandez says.
From here, it looked like it hit right on the line, didn't it?
It did. I thought it did too. And Bonds has gone down and talking to the first base umpire.
Wow.
Said, where'd that hit? Ricky Jordan has replaced John Kruk here in the 7th inning.
Well, I heard you and Gary talking about it's a good old butt kicking, and you know, these things happen every now and then. It's better to get blown out like this than to be pointing fingers when you lose 1-0 or by 1 run. What the Phillies want to do here is just get out of this game without getting anybody hurt and come back tomorrow.
And they have removed Kruk, Dalton, and Dykstra from this one early. And time is being called. Maybe they're going to get McGee out of the game for a pinch runner. Willie's looking around, and all of a sudden, yep, here comes Dave Martinez out to run for Willie McGee. And we're going to see a lot of this, looks like, on both sides tonight on this hot night. Here's Martinez, who's had some hamstring problems this year. The veteran. Montreal, Cincinnati, Chicago. Phillies talked about bringing Dave Martinez over here as a free agent this year, and then he signed with the Giants. Clayton takes a breaking ball over for a strike. He's knocked in a couple runs tonight, has 2 hits. Giants have really been hot offensively. They had a couple games in Montreal where they backed off a little bit, but they are smoking it again tonight. Fouled back behind the plate. That's just this year for Clayton. Been very impressive. Young man out of the Los Angeles area, former #1 pick. There's Dave Martinez.
Actually went to St. Bernard's High School in Playa del Rey, which was the high school that Jimmy Lefebvre's father, Benny Lefebvre, was the coach at.
Double pumped on a breaking ball. Hollins will go to Morandini, and they'll get 1. That's the first out here in the 7th. And that'll bring up Kurt Manwaring, the catcher. 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Pitch to him and misses outside. On deck is Paul Ferries. See Jordan playing off the runner, and Ferries hits, or Manwaring gets a base hit to left field. 6 RBIs in a game for Barry Bonds, matches his career high. He's hit 2 home runs in a ball game 15 times.
Not too bad, huh?
No, and he still might have another at bat unless they take him out.
Well, wherever the Giants went and ate food today, they better go back and do the same thing tomorrow, because already 12 runs on 12 hits.
19 hits.
19 hits.
Yeah, that scoreboard's a little hard to read. It got me a couple times too. You know what we have to do, JJ? You got to read the one down the left field line. The bulbs are all in on that one. There's a little looper, and that's a base hit. That's number 20. Ferries gets a hit, and they throw it back into second base. Another run. And the Giants just keep pouring it on here tonight as the Phillies are taking one of their worst poundings of the season. It is now a 13-1 ball game.
You know, usually after a pounding like this, team goes in kind of embarrassed. They come out the next day with a little payback in mind. You can see the Phillies' brain trust right there. There's not a whole lot you can do. You're getting beat by 12 runs. You just take it, hope you get out of here with nobody get hurt. Pull the straps up a little tighter tomorrow, and you come back and do a little bashing of your own.
Todd Benziger is going to come out now and hit for Swift. As Swift will be finished for the night as he is on his way to an easy win. And all he's going to have to do is just pitch 6 innings to get it. There's Benzinger's numbers. Switch hitter. Phillies have nobody up in the pen as De Leon has taken one for the club now. And he pitched 3 innings last night, so he's starting to run out of gas.
Benziger, 30 years old, last year. He's with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hit .239 for him. Went free agent this year, signed with the Giants.
2 balls and no strikes on Todd Benziger. The center field, Amaro has a beat on it. Manwaring is tagging at second, but he will stay there. And there are now 2 outs as Benziger flies out to Amaro in center. And that'll bring up to the top of the order Darren Lewis, who has 3 hits.
Benziger, one of those Wally Pipp type stories, Chris. So last year, Benziger was slated to play and open up at first base for the Dodgers. Hurt his heel in spring training, so the Dodgers decided to bring Eric Karros to Anaheim, where they played the 3 games there before opening the season. Karros got hot, and the rest is history. Last year, Eric Karros Rookie of the Year award, and Benziger went free agent, now with the Giants. You never know.
A modern day Wally Pipp story. Huh?
You never know. They didn't have plans for Karros on making the team. They were going to send him to AAA Albuquerque, and this goes to show you.
Off the mask of Pratt into the Phillies dugout.
Kind of glad to see that Jim Fregosi got Kruk and Pratt out and Dykstra. Not a whole lot you can accomplish with having your everyday guys in there when you're taking a beating like this, so get them out a few innings early.
Lewis swings and misses. Big crowd tonight. A lot of people have already left as this one has been decided. 13-1 now in favor of the Giants. People are heading for the air conditioning. Maybe they'll catch the last few innings at home on Prism. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul away again, just off to our right.
You know, the Giants did get in time last night to catch the 20th inning. I know we were kidding about that on the air. And
figured if they got through customs without a whole lot of trouble, they had a chance to get here.
They did.
You never know about that, though. They're coming out of Montreal.
True. I had a chance to chat with Mike Krukow, one of their announcers and former pitcher. Pitched with several teams, including the Phillies for one.
Looks like they're going to have a new battery for the Giants. Get Manwaring out of there. Lewis fouls another one off. Their backup catcher is Jim McNamara. They also have Andy Allison, the veteran, so it'll be either McNamara or Allison. Here's the pitch to Lewis. Keeps fouling them off. Takes that one. 2-2. Manwaring is the base runner at second. So with Swift leaving the ball game, he's probably going to be finished. There he is. And on at first base is Paul Ferries, who has 3 hits in the game after being recalled from AAA. The Giants, everybody they bring up contributes. That's why they're having the kind of year they're having. Fouled back, a good rip by Lewis. They've had a number of injuries lately, but they've overcome them with players stepping in and doing a job.
course, that guy down in the bullpen named Rod Beck has helped just a little bit, too.
Fly ball playable, shallow right. Morandini's going to call Chamberlain off it. And Mickey squeezes it, and that will do it here in the 7th inning. But the Giants pick up 2 more runs, and they lead it 13-1, 7th inning stretch time.
There are 2 ways to put a movie theater in your home. You could build one. Or you could simply buy the giant 35-inch RCA home theater with SRS sound. It's the easiest way to get a movie theater in your home.
RCA home theater products available at all American appliance stores throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
The new Lexus GS is equipped with a vehicle speed-sensitive steering system so responsive that it actually improves your feel for the road. Now, the only thing more exhilarating than watching the Lexus GS is driving it. The new GS.
Hello, I'm Dick Vermeil. Do you know the best life-saving procedure? Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, is the best life-saving procedure you can learn. The best way to learn CPR is to take a course sponsored by the American Red Cross or the American Heart Association.
Well, the Giants are going to make a lot of changes now in the 7th inning. And Dave Martinez will stay in the game. He will play right field. Mark Carrion moves in to replace Barry Bonds in left field. There he is. Behind the plate is Jim McNamara. First base, Todd Benzinger. Shortstop is Eric Johnson. He doesn't even have his name on his uni. And the new pitcher is the left-hander Kevin Rogers, and there are the numbers on Rogers.
Is this a spring training game or
what? That's what it seems like.
Wow. Yeah, when you got a 12-run lead, you can afford to do that, as Dusty Baker's giving his regulars some time off, knowing that he's got to play a couple of day games in the heat here.
Robert Townsend, the star of The Meteor Man, opening at theaters everywhere on August 6th. Right there, just sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Nice job by Robert. Sure. Crowd not into it as much as if the Phillies have been playing a little better tonight. There's the fanatic.
Yeah. A left-hander on the mound, Rogers, with a fastball, a slider, and a change. Throws across his body sometimes, causes control problems. He will pitch inside with a fastball, has a lot of movement on it. Breaking ball is a downer.
And he goes to Wes Chamberlain and misses low. Bill Swift, 6 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Chamberlain facing Rogers. Chamberlain, Stocker, De Leon due to bat. Jammed him. Ground ball headed towards short or second. Ferries over to the new first baseman Benzinger, 1 away. And it's time to talk about Dream Week. Don't forget, it's not too late to sign up for week number 2. Just give them a call at 938-1200. That's 938-1200. We'll see you in the month of January or early February. In Clearwater, Florida, you'll stay right on the beach and play with the pros all week. A lot of fun. 215-938-1200.
There's Mitch Williams down in the bullpen getting a little work in. The 12-run lead, you're not going to see a whole lot of trick pitches. The pitching coach for the Giants, Dick Pohl, in his first year, has probably instructed Rogers, get the ball over, make him hit it. Let's go, get him out.
And Stocker batting right-handed for the first time in his big league career. Beats one off his foot foul. Kevin got his first major league hit his last time up. He is 1 for 2.
You can bet the Giants defense, especially in this heat, doesn't want to be out there a long time, so they want Rogers to just get the ball over the plate.
And a breaking ball misses inside, so it's Carrion, Lewis, and Martinez from left to right in the outfield. At third, Scarsoni, Eric Johnson, the new shortstop. Ferries at second, Benzinger at first. Jim McNamara now behind the plate, and on the mound, the left-hander Kevin Rogers in the revamped Giants lineup. Stocker lines one to left. Carry-on is there, one away. Two away, excuse me. And here comes Jim Eisenreich out the bat for De Leon.
See the numbers on Jim. Jim signed as a backup player and has hit so well in the first 2.5 months of the season. He's almost played himself into an everyday role. Now showing a little signs of being tired. Jim Fregosi gave him the night off. You're going to get all these numbers down, Chris, where all these guys are batting?
I'm working on it.
I think that's my score sheet looks like somebody took 3 different colors of crayons and went all over it. That pitch was outside, breaking ball.
Well, we got them now when they come up.
Sure.
Yeah, sort of. Eisenreich swings and misses. No, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Eisenreich, who played the entire game last night. Two outs, nobody on base in the 7th. 13-1 Giants. Back through the middle and a base hit for Eisenreich. Well, Eisenreich continues to hit well. And he gets a base hit as a pinch hitter.
Rogers really unhappy with himself after giving up that base hit. Started banging the dirt with his hand. What happened is he got Eisenreich to look kind of foolish on a couple of breaking balls. Now watch the location of this fastball. Right down the center of the plate and right in this, right about letter high. And Eisenreich just slaps it up the middle.
And Ruben Amaro will bat. This will be Ruben's first at bat of the ball game. Ruben with 2 walks. Lenny Dykstra had 2 walks and a fly ball out in his 3 plate appearances tonight. Ruben at .444, most of that done from the right side. And a lot of it in that Pittsburgh series. Here he gets jammed. Benzinger off the line in foul territory, squeezes it. Phillies are out here in the 7th. No runs, a hit. No errors in 1 left through 7. Giants lead it big.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
When good just isn't good enough.
Hey, that's super premium. Do you really think you need that high in octane for your car?
I don't know, but I do know this. I feel my car runs better on premium, and I have other things to worry about.
You don't take any chances, do you?
I figure if I put the best in, I'll get the best out.
So when good just isn't good enough for you, experience our best. Fly with the new superpower, Citgo.
If you've got a group of 25 or more, we'll give you a great time at a Phillies game. For all the details about a special package for your group at a Phillies game, call 463-5000.
Well, there's a scoring summary. If you're a Phillies fan, it's not very pretty. Phillies, after 20 innings last night, showing the after effects. You see there the runs that the Giants have scored. Bonds, a couple of homers, number 24, 6 RBIs. Here's his second homer off De Leon. Watch him go down and scoop up this ball. That ball is down just below his knees, just like the first one. And the power that Bonds exhibits right here, driving the ball deep out of the ballpark on a breaking ball that's down low. It actually was a pretty good pitch by De Leon, but Bonds connects for his second homer on the night, and it's the 15th time in his career he's had 2 or more homers in a game. Well, the Phillies bring in Mitch Williams to get a little bit of work. You know what happened last night with Mitch. Mitch came in the 9th inning, Phillies leading by 2, 5-3, gave it up, and the game ended up going 20 innings before the Phillies were able to finally capture the lead once more and win the game. So Mitch, you saw the numbers on him, getting a chance to come out and and pitch a little bit. Really, Jim Fregosi wants to give him a chance back on the mound after last night.
Just trying to get him back into a ball game, really.
Sure.
Here is Scarsoni, who's had a big night. He only has 1 hit, but he's been on base 4 times and scored 3 runs. Williams throws strike 1. Scarsoni, Johnson, and Carrion due to bat. Scarsoni pops it up, shallow right field. Morandini and Chamberlain look out, and Morandini takes it 1 away. And that'll bring up the young shortstop, Eric Johnson, who just came up and just came into the game. And you can tell he just came up because his name's not even on his uniform. Johnson had his contract purchased from Phoenix today, making his first appearance in the major leagues. Hitting .275 with no homers, 22 runs batted in at AAA Phoenix. He's appeared in 30 games at shortstop, 39 at second, 7 at third, committing only 9 errors. Eric Johnson. Fly ball to right. Chamberlain retreats, and Johnson retired in his first major league at bat. 2 outs. Let's try the ALS again as we got interrupted rudely by Barry Bonds with the second home run of the game. Don't forget, it'll be on Monday night, August the 2nd at 6 o'clock with all the proceeds going to ALS. Tickets are on sale now. Call the Phils at 463-1000 or come on down to the vet. There's a limited number of tickets on sale, so get after them right away.
You can bet Mike Murphy, the clubhouse manager, equipment manager of the Giants, was going around like crazy today trying to find numbers, unis, names, the whole thing. Mike is he's been with the Giants since they came out west in 1958. 36 seasons with the Giants, and this is his 14th year as the equipment manager for the home team.
Yeah, I first started, Murph was a visiting.
Yeah, actually a bat boy.
Yep.
Started as a bat boy way back for the Seals.
That was Carrion with his first at bat. He grounds out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Good inning by Mitch to the bottom of the 8th.
The metal cylinder is secured and turned in a counterclockwise motion, causing the internal railing to rise and disengage. It's easy to make something as simple as opening a jar complex. The challenge is making the complex simple. But that's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile. We take cutting-edge technology and place it comfortably in your hands. Bell Atlantic Mobile. Advanced technology and people will make it mean something.
Hazy sunshine this afternoon, high close to yesterday's 96 downtown.
Mr. Carr, is there something personal in this? I told you he was dangerous. What's it gonna take? Me in a body bag?
Anything I seem to do makes it worse.
I got a cop who wants my wife. Stay here and lock the door. Do it!
She's all alone, Mikey.
Well, tomorrow, the Phillies and the Giants will be on PHL 17. Saturday afternoon on Channel 10 here in Philadelphia. CBS Television, the game of the week. And then back on PHL TV 17 on Sunday at 1:30. The final 3 games before the All-Star break. Another pitcher for the Giants, their third of the game, the big right-hander Dave Burba coming into game number 30. There you see the numbers on Burba. Good walk-strikeout ratio. 50 hits, 49 innings. They've used this guy as a spot starter throughout his career. He also came over in the deal from Seattle in which they acquired Bill Swift for Kevin Mitchell.
Right. Big guy, as you said, 6'4", 240, 26 years old, fastball, curve, slider, and a change.
Started 3 games this year. Morandini, Jordan, and Hollins due to bat in the 8th. And the pitch over for a strike. Roger Mason throwing in the Phillies bullpen. He could pitch the 9th. As Mitch Williams got in a little work in the 8th inning, had a 1-2-3 inning. Don't get excited, folks, if you're just tuning in and thinking, gee, that sounds great. Especially for the ones who don't want Mitch to close. Gee, they're going to close with Mason. No, it's 13-1 Giants. Morandini flies at the shallow right field. That's Dave Martinez out there, and he grabs it. And Morandini is 1 for 4, and here's Jordan with his first at bat of the night. Kruk was 0 for 3 in the 3-hole earlier.
Berber last year with the Giants, 2-7, had a lot of control problems. They moved him in and out of Phoenix a few times, where he's 5-5 down there, so they decided to let him go to winter ball, and he pitched in Caracas and had a pretty good year down there. He was 7-0 last winter in 11 games for Caracas in the Venezuela League, coming back this year, pitching very well.
Ricky batting at .292 with 3 homers and 7 runs batted in. Dave Burba behind Bill Swift and Kevin Rogers. Swing and a miss at a hard fastball, 0-2.
Not exactly your nail-biting event tonight.
No, this is a little anticlimactic after that 147 ending this morning. This is outside. The Dodgers are going to do something that the Phillies did the other day, and that's wind up with 3 decisions in one day. As the Phillies did on Saturday with San Diego, the Dodgers are doing that up in New York, as they won the first game of their doubleheader against the Mets, and they're in the 5th and the 2nd. Ricky Jordan gets a base hit. That will be hit number 1 off Burba, and the 7th hit of the ball game for the Phillies, and Dave Hollins is 1 for 2.
A good piece of hitting by Jordan there. It looked bad on a breaking ball prior to that. Burba came right back with another breaking ball sliding away and probably out of the strike zone, but Jordan went with it.
Jim Fregosi ran the flag up the pole early in this game, and Dusty Baker saluted it with changes of his own. Those are in one of those games you get sometimes during the course of the season, where the teams are substituting freely. Hollins, who could use the playing time, stays in. And the pitch is down low, 2-0. Pratt on deck. There's Todd. Three balls and no strikes. Swift walked 2. Rogers did not walk a batter, and now it's 3-0. Burba to Dave Hollins, who takes ball 4 high. Phillies have 2 on and 1 out for Pratt. Pratt struck out in his 1 at bat, that coming off Swift. Aaron Dalton had 2 hits off Swift before he left the game, and Dutch also drove in his 64th run of the year. At the time, it tied him with Matt Williams and Bonds for the league lead in RBIs, but Bonds has since added to that, now has 68.
There's a fastball in the strike zone. Burba has had a lot of problems when he comes in early in the game, in his early outings, in getting that fastball over for a strike. He's got good velocity with it, but he also has good movement on it. He can't control it throughout the strike zone. A lot of times it'll either sink down in the way, or as you saw on some of those pitches, they were up.
37,745 here at one time tonight.
That what it was, 37,000. Nice attendance.
Few have headed home. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Pratt. The on-deck batter is Incaviglia. And Dave Burba is struggling a little bit here in the 8th inning. 2-2 to Todd. The pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. The guy's all over the place, and then he throws that pitch.
Wow. A good pitch, too, right on the inside part of the plate. Watch the location after being wild up and then throwing the pitch right on the black on the inside corner. Pratt kind of moved back a little bit, thought it was coming a little further inside. Got rung up anyway.
Mets are beating the Dodgers 3-0 in game number 2 of that doubleheader. We'll have the Major League scoreboard for you coming up after this half inning. In Cavilla, a big swing and a miss. Pete is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, ground out, fly out.
Too bad they couldn't put Anthony Young in before the 5th inning. I mean, when you're 0-26, you got to look for help from anybody.
Hey, you look for small favors then, huh?
You better look for some big ones. 0-12 this year. Is it 0-12 or 0-13 now? It's one or the other.
It's 14 last year, so 12, yeah.
12 this year. 0-14 last year. You better look for a lot of favors.
Inside, Berba really throws hard. Two-one pitch. 3-1. 2 outs in the inning. Phillies with a couple of base runners. But it's a 13-1 game in favor of the Giants, who have pounded out 20 hits tonight. So they've run out the string here in the 8th. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base runners will be off. Jordan from second base and Hollins from first. There they are, getting ready to go. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. In Cavilla started to head around to first base. Jerry Crawford brings him up. Strikeout number 2 for Berba. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left to the 9th. You see the numbers.
Only one dealer can offer you 5 of the 10 best sellers in America. Your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Now, Ford Taurus is the #1 selling car in America. A leader in safety with available dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. Ford Taurus has been on Car and Driver's top 10 list 7 years straight. Now, for a limited time, save $1,200, including $500 cash back from Ford on all Taurus sedans and wagons. Hurry, save on 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. Only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car. What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. Son of a Gun and One-Step Tire Care. Now available at Pep Boys.
Earlier today, the Cubs lose to Cincinnati at Wrigley Field as Jeff Reardon picks up a save behind Larry Lubers. Juan Samuel, Kevin Mitchell had a couple RBIs. Mitchell blew a tire and had to leave that game. Colorado wins at home over Florida. The Marlins are struggling. Jeff Conine hit number 7. In game number 1, the Dodgers scored 11 runs after the night they had here and beat the Mets 11-8. In the second game, New York leads 3-0. Montreal beat San Diego 5-4 behind Dennis Martinez, his 8th straight. Marquise Grissom, a 2-run homer. Houston leads Pittsburgh at the Dome, and the Cardinals jumped out early with a Bernard Gilkey, a 3-run homer, and they lead the Braves, trying to sweep them. To the American League we go, where Boston beat Oakland 11-9 behind John Dobson. Billy Hatcher had a grand slam. Texas over Toronto behind Kenny Rogers. Jack Morris is 5-9. Chicago over Baltimore late. Milwaukee 5-0 over Minnesota. An hour and 32-minute rain delay there at the start of the game. Kansas City leads Detroit. And New York over California 1-0. That's a look at the Major League scoreboard. Roger Mason on for the Phillies. Mason appearing in his 3rd game since coming over here. It'll be a week ago tomorrow from the San Diego Padres. A week ago tonight, we were involved in that marathon rain-delayed doubleheader. No, that's not right. This is Thursday. About a week Saturday, Mason came over. Here's Dusty Baker, the rookie manager of the Giants. Martinez will lead it off. He pinch ran in the 7th inning for McGee. Then McNamara, the catcher. And then we're going to come up to the pitcher spot where Berba is due to hit, and the Giants have activity in the bullpen. First pitch to Martinez misses. That's Beck, who's the closer. He might be coming in for an inning of work.
That would be a surprise, unless he hasn't pitched in a few days. Can't believe that.
Fouled away. There's Jim Fregosi, and on the bench, that kind of hollow-eyed look tonight when you get into one of these. There's not much to do except get it over with and get ready to talk to the media and then go home. I think everybody could use a good night's sleep around here. Here's the next pitch to Martinez. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Beck's last appearance was on July 4th. Well, no wonder he's going to get a little work tonight. He hasn't pitched for a long time.
That would be the only reason.
"13 runs, 20 hits, and an error for the Giants. A run on 7 hits, 2 errors for the Phillies. We are in the 9th inning. The pitch to Martinez. Pop up towards center field and shallow. Who wants it? Morandini waves everybody off, and Martinez is retired, 1 away. And that'll bring up McNamara, the catcher, his first at bat. Jim McNamara. There are the numbers on him. He was at Phoenix, where he batted 193. They just brought him up the other day.
Gonna have to go out and buy some new pens after all this writing.
Yeah, this is a fun one tonight. Their other catcher, Jeff Reed, the veteran, is on the disabled list, so McNamara is here with the Giants. Now Morandini, another play, and he squeezes it 2 down. And the big Cardinals series on Prism coming up. The Phillies and the Cardinals, July 27th, 28th, and 29th. That will be right after the Phillies come back from that long West Coast trip, and that should be a dandy. A rematch you've been waiting for. The only place you can see those on Prism. All 3 days of a very important series this July on Prism. The only place to be this summer of '93. That's 2 night games and a business person special. Verbo will bat. It looks like. Well, Beck could still come in the game. They might not want to use up a player here.
Mason's pitching very well also. Just another quiet deal that Lee Thomas made, and it's going to turn out pretty good.
Oh, Mason will really help the Phillies. Roger Mason, a veteran, 34-year-old, 6'6", right-hander. Very tough on right-handed batters.
Been in a couple of pressure situations with the Pittsburgh Pirates when they faced the Atlanta Braves in the National League Championship Series.
And Mason misses. Last night, Roger came in, got the first 2 batters out he faced, walked 1, and then got out of it. And he's struggling a little bit to the pitcher here, and it's 3-1. 2 outs and nobody on base in the 9th inning. Grounded towards short. Stocker on a short hop throws him out. Burba doesn't even run. 3 up and 3 down in the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. 13-1 Giants.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
Of course. That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
Visit your Texaco station.
I can get the tires rotated, the car lubed, and still get home in time for the game.
Mow the lawn.
For unbeatable System 3 gasolines and so much more.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Oh my God, we're cartoons. I am not a mouse. I'm Helen Nabel. I have 2 beautiful children.
Mom? Our parents are trapped in television.
Now, they can't go home. They can only switch channels.
Where did he go?
Hey, lady, watch out!
And every series is a nightmare. That's entertainment. because Satan is the sponsor.
Okay, everybody, head spins. Very good, very nice.
Well, time to rock and roll.
Start me up. You got to start me up. Start me
Don't miss this comedy from hell.
It's party time. It's getting the leg.
That'll save her.
Stay tuned.
Where have you been?
All fans receive a great-looking poster, compliments of Thriftway. The teams wear uniforms from 1933. The Phillies play the Pirates on Nostalgia Day, Sunday, August 1st at 1:35. Call 463-1000.
And Rod Beck will, in fact, come into the game. His first appearance since July 4th at New York. And there are the numbers on Beck, who is just outstanding out of the bullpen for the Giants this year. He is a member of the National League All-Star team. He's been successful in 17 straight save opportunities. Obviously, this not one of them tonight. And 24 out of 26 on the year. He will not get a chance for 18 straight save opportunities in this ball game, as he has a 12-run lead. He's just in here to get a little work. Chamberlain will lead it off, followed by Stocker, and then a pinch hitter for Mason. And Chamberlain sends it right up the chute. McNamara, the catcher, coming out. He calls on away.
Beck, your classic power pitcher, everything hard. Fastball, slider, split finger pitch. He's a big guy at 6'1", 240. He just lets it fly. Been very successful with the Giants, as you heard Chris mention his numbers. Just phenomenal. Because of that, he'll take a little train ride down to Baltimore and appear in the All-Star game for the National League.
Stocker, the batter, got his first major league hit off Bill Swift in the 5th inning. He is lined out and flied out to left, batting against Rod Beck with Milt Thompson out to bat for Mason. And the first pitch low, ball 1. There is Milt. He played 20 innings in last night's game. 1 ball and no strikes to Stocker, a switch hitter. Hit to deep right field. Back goes Martinez, still going back. It is out of here. A home run for Kevin Stocker off Rod Beck. All those people today calling him a weakling, huh? Kevin Stocker has 2 hits in the ball game, and his first major league home run is 13-2.
And that home run off probably one of the top relievers in the National League. He jolted that baby. Watch this one here. Beck comes right at him with a fastball, and Stocker delivers. And with that, another $200 goes to the Child Guidance Center. Compliments of Cento, as we see Stocker drive his first home run in the big leagues out of right center field.
Right over the 371. They want Stocker to come out, which is a little uncomfortable for him in this kind of a game. And Milt Thompson's being stared down by Rod Beck, who can stare you down. Beck wants to get going. Here's Thompson batting for Mason, and the pitch is high, ball 1. You know, the kid doesn't want to come out in this situation.
I don't blame him when you're getting pounded by 13-2.
Yeah, there's nothing to cheer about right now. Line shot down the left field line into the corner. How many times has this happened to a great closer when you bring him into this kind of a game to get work?
Oh, you know why? The adrenaline is pumping. It's very simple. There's nothing on the line. That's what makes the great closers so good, is because they're so competitive. They come in situations where normal guys just cringe, and they thrive on it. Well, here there's nothing to thrive on, nothing to get your heart rate up. He just wants to get a little work in, work on his control, work on some power pitches and location.
Saw Kevin Stocker on the bench being congratulated by his teammates. Ruben Amaro, the batter. Ruben 0 for 1. It's a strike called by Beck. I mean, does Beck look like a closer? We'll get a shot of him as you look at Ruben Amaro. Guy you won out there in the 9th inning, the wild eyes, wild hair, Fu Manchu, pop-up infield. Berries. 2 outs. Check out Rod Beck. I mean, look at this look. Beautiful.
It's a Halloween costume.
Yeah, I mean, that's the guy. That's the kind of guy you want out there. Does that guy look scared?
I can look back on some of the closers who passed like that. The mad Hungarian Hrabowski, Rich Gossage, who's still around.
Beautiful. Morandini to right. Here comes Martinez. He grabs it, and that'll do it. This one mercifully ends, but Kevin Stocker gives the crowd a little kick here in the 9th inning with a home run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The Giants pound the Phillies 13-2 tonight, and we'll be back right after this.